What is going on, everybody? It is usually your Wednesday night sports delight, but it's a Thursday, and we still here at the Platform Sports Talk Show. As of right now, your boy Smooth holding things down on the ones and twos. Now I was playing. Hope y'all are having a wonderful Thursday. If you didn't see the post on all different pages that you see on the bottom of the screen, man, let me tell you. It was a crazy Wednesday around 4 o'clock Central Standard Time. All of a sudden, it got dark outside. Big storm came, wind. It just went crazy and knocked the power out in the whole area. So, for about 3, 4 hours, no power. And I'm like, I ain't trying to have Bunny and Stan try to come all over. And all of a sudden, we can't get the show started. So I said, let's go ahead and just postpone everything. So we're here on a Thursday, and for those who are watching, thank you very much. Definitely appreciate y'all. Plan on having a wonderful show. Make sure I get this thing up going on the screen. Give me 1 second. I don't see my, there we go. Let me see my chat box. There we go. All right. Just want to make sure that y'all can see everything so I can interact with y'all, get these chats in, and have a good time. So, once again, it's the Platform Sports Talk Show. When it's about sports, it become our business, and business just picked up. And it's for real, because as of right now, NBA basketball is back. They in the bubble doing it right. We'll discuss that later on, but they doing things right. Got everybody in Orlando, and right now on TNT, hopefully you have like your TV on one thing and us on well, excuse me, how I say, you have us on the big screen, and then have the games on your tablet or computer, you know what I'm saying, and showing up to the Platform Sports Talk Show on a Thursday night. But yeah, right now you have the Utah Jazz and the New Orleans Hornets, or excuse me, Pelicans. I'm thinking about back in the day, but the Pelicans are playing right now. Zion, he's out there balling. Rudy Gobert, the reason why sports stopped, he's out there playing. So, a fun night for sports fans. Let me know how y'all feel about sports being back. If you're watching on Facebook right now and you want to comment so I can see, so we can all see your comments on the screen, make sure that you comment under the Platform Sports Talk Show if you are on Facebook. Bunny will be joining us very soon. She had to take care of some things, so it'll just be me and her. And then later on, we will have Joe on for Joe Knows, talking about everything baseball and hockey. So for those who once again tuning in on a special edition of the Platform Sports Talk Show on a Thursday night, thank you very much. Make sure throughout the show that you follow a new little addition to the show, a nice little ticker. Share the stream with the peoples. Share it on Twitter. Share it on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you at. Let them know what's going on. Make sure y'all subscribe. Click on that bell on YouTube, so anytime we go live, you get a nice little notification via email saying, hey, the Platform Sports Talk Show is on right now. So how y'all doing? Let me know what's going on in your world. I know once again, basketball is back, so y'all probably tune into that. Hopefully, we also, being played right now as well at your homes or wherever you may be. But to all the people who've been following us since day one, even after that, thank you very much. We definitely appreciate it. This show very special to me, and just continue to have great content, great guests, and have fun doing what we love to do, and that's discuss sports. Throughout the midst of everything going on in this crazy world, still got the sports going on. It's been a long time, but we can all say now officially, baseball is back, basketball is back, hockey, the playoff qualifiers starts on Saturday, so that's pretty much back. Don't know yet about college football. That's still up in the air. Just today, the SEC just announced that they will have a 10-game schedule with all SEC. It won't be no out-of-conference games at all. So they're going to get things going in September. I believe they said the first week of games would be the 25th. So everything got kind of pushed back a little bit. But SEC will continue to go on. Hopefully it stays that way. Y'all know how it is with this virus. Things have been picking up more and more at a rapid pace, especially here in Missouri. We're now in the red zone. So hopefully it doesn't stop. I know in Illinois, the governor recently suspended all activity for the youth for right now. Not the pros or college, but for the youth. So we're going to see. But let me know how y'all feel right now, knowing that you have baseball, you have basketball, hockey is right there. The sports are slowly coming back. So let me know y'all thoughts about that. Let me know how y'all feel. Last week, it was announced that Mike Tyson will be facing off against Roy Jones in, I believe, an 8-round exhibition match. Now, I saw a post. I'm not sure if it's factual, but they were saying that both guys have been warned to not knock out the next person. I hope that's not true, because everyone wants to see if Roy can knock out Tyson or the other way around. How do y'all feel about Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr.? I know they passed their prime, but if you've seen these videos, especially with Tyson, he has not been playing. He's been getting it in. And Roy Jones, we'll see. Like what that old song y'all must have forgot. You're gonna find out. You're gonna see what's going on, Roy. Bring it. What are y'all thoughts on that? Leave the comments. Once again, if you're on Facebook, you have to comment under the Platform Sports Talk Show page so I can see the comment and the world can see the comments as well. So, let's talk about football. The formerly known Washington Redskins are now calling themselves the Washington Football Team. The Washington Football Team. Very creative, right? Very creative. I mean, who would have, I'm pretty sure they were just somewhere in a lab like, man, what can we call our team next? I got it. The Washington Football Team. So they will have that team name for the upcoming season. If a NFL season is going down, that's what the team will be called. They will have no logo. The colors will still be the crimson red look and yellow. And Joe laughing. Joe, I'd like to hear your viewpoint on that. The Washington Football Team. And lo and behold, she is here. About to go ahead and bring her in. So it's no longer just smooth. Bunny is here. That should get all set up. You right there. That's your spot.
Thank you.
Getting all set up. Once she gets prepared, I'll go ahead and use my magical powers and have her to show on y'all screen. You got her mask. Yeah, I got you laced. Got you laced. You official.
I know, right?
And then over here. See, I'm having fun now, y'all. It's Thursday special edition. You can take this stickers.
Oh, yeah, we official. We got the stickers. Oh, I like this.
There you
this
go.
Nice. Good job.
Thank you. Shouts out to B Baker, man. He the one to put me on game.
Oh, for real?
On the stickers.
Okay.
And
Hey, I get it.
Yeah. So he put me on game. I had to go ahead and do my thing as well. So now, let me formally get it right now. The Platform Sports Talk Show with your boy Smooth along with
Bunny. Hello.
How you doing?
Awesome. How are you?
Man, I am doing well. Happy Thursday to you.
Same to you.
I'm so used to doing it on a Wednesday, so I keep on wanting to say
Hump day and things like
Wednesday
that.
night.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do all that right now. Just gotta say it's Thursday, special edition.
Hey, special edition. We one day away from Friday.
Yes,
So, hey.
yes. So, how has your week been since last week? Have you gotten any feedback from people seeing you on the show and everything?
Little old me? People were looking at little old me come on the show?
Little old bunny.
Well, I did get props. People are thanking me. A couple people said, good job, and looking forward to more and subscribing. Especially I have older family members that may not use YouTube, but I'm trying to let them know, hey, press that bell, subscribe, so when we live. Funny thing, on the way over here, I got the bell ring like, oh, we live. I'm like, hey, I'm not even there, but I'm on my way, I promise. So sorry about that, you all. Thank you for being patient. But I'm here, live and in color. Hey.
In living color.
Funny thing, because it's Thursday, and you know what today is? NBA kickoff again.
Yes. I was just talking about that earlier, man. I was just saying how the Jazz and the Pelicans. I said by accident the Hornets.
What?
I said, I'm tripping. It's the Pelicans. But
maybe those Hornets will get there eventually if my favorite player of all time / owner of the Charlotte Hornets franchise to get a better GM, him work on the player personnel. I don't know. That could be subject for a different time.
Right.
But yes, the New Orleans Pelicans.
Right.
Yes, they're
so
playing.
They're playing. Zion, he's playing. He's like in not a minute restriction, but what Alvin Gentry said is that they want him to come in and play in spurts. I
get it. However, didn't Zion already have the little injury, and they gradually introduced him back to the NBA life slowly, and then we have pandemic, everything put on hold. You've had your chance to come back slowly. Now, what's the reason? I mean, they had 26 weeks off. Dude, this is almost new season.
And from what I saw on the on pictures they had out on social media, like he came back even leaner.
Which is good, because he was solid. And LeBron has done it. Carmelo's done it. They shed that weight.
They call Carmelo Skinny Melo now.
Hey, I was like, that look like Melo from Syracuse days. That's straight throwback. That look vintage Melo.
Vintage Slim. Slim.
Yes.
Even oh God, what is his name from the Nuggets? He came back slimmer. The center.
Don't let me butcher the boy's name.
Jokic.
I'm saying Djokovic.
Right.
Jokic, yes.
He came back. And he's a little bit slimmer, so that should help him out with his agility, especially playing on defense, just being more active around the boards. So that should just expand this game even more.
Shedding those pounds does wonders for players. And usually you'll hear about, like I said, veterans will do it. But for Zion, maybe because of that injury so early on, he's like, I don't want to experience this again. Let me get some of that weight off. All that pounding of that weight on your knees and feet and ankles takes a toll. And some people earlier in their careers than later. So that was a smart move on Zion's part.
What are your thoughts on Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr.?
Bless Mike Tyson's heart. When I read that article, I was like, okay, Mike, I get it. You've been sitting around for a while. Your biopic is coming out soon, played by Jamie Foxx. Can't wait to see that.
Man, it's going to be dynamic.
I know, right? So, you try, I guess, unofficially help promote the movie, get out in the ring, do something. I mean, it's Roy Jones Jr., so, of course, these are not, like, big ticket. They had their prime, but I was like, hey, Mike, you like it? I love it. At this point, what do you have to lose? You just helping market your movie even more at this point.
Right. And now, I was saying this earlier, too, that word is that they have both been warned that they can't knock each other out. And I'm like, well, that's what the fans want to see.
But they are, okay, fans will want to see that, but if we're realistic and level-headed, Iron Mike is how old? Roy Jones is how old?
60 and 50
Do we really expect... Man, look, they probably gonna put being gay on before they even get out there. Forget everything. They older. Come on, y'all. That body, come on now.
Have a look. I want to make sure I'm right for the cameras.
But no, do not expect to knock. If they could just connect on their punches, they're doing great.
Forgot. I'm Roy Jones Jr.
Oh, he did try to rap. I forgot all about that.
Body headbanger.
But that tell you how many years / decades have passed. But they're for younger generations. So let's say the teeny boppers, 20-year-olds that they kind of into boxing. This is reintroducing them to these boxers that we knew when they were in their prime. It's just a lot of times when I hear or see, older sports figures come out, do something or try to do it later. It's not for us. They're trying to tell a new generation. We have all this mass media and social media, easier way to get information out. It's to make themselves relevant. It's easier.
Yep. Speaking of it, did you see that video that was trending on social media? Michael Jordan was playing in a playground. I mean, at a basketball court, outdoor court in Florida, and he did his little patented step back jumper.
He still got it.
Nothing but net, right? So he was like, y'all kids got YouTube? He said, hey, look up Michael Jordan. Savage.
What?
Savage.
Hey, that's so cold. But if The Last Dance did not premiere, or even if they never made those videos, Michael Jordan has always trended in some way. Mm-hmm. If it's not because of his skills on the court, like I said, the young generation don't know him on his court like that, but because of his apparel, and for business-minded people, okay, he's a owner, one of the first, second black owners of the NBA, so that's big as well. So he's always been relevant, but to do that and take YouTube, he try to bring it back, but say, hey, I got something for you. That's tight.
Yep.
He's always gonna be relevant, and this man is so dope. He has his products in 2 other major sports.
Yep.
I don't know people, Cardinals fans, shout out to Cardinal Nation out there. Yachty, our catcher, y'all see what his emblem is on his catcher pad?
Dexter Fowler.
Air Jordan all day. He is promoted up in baseball. Michigan Wolverines football team was the first one I knew, college-wise, that wasn't basketball. They were Jordan label stuff.
Carolina.
For football?
No, basketball.
No, I said for football. I said non-basketball. And that's what I was like, see, I was like, this dude transcended in the...
Yeah, I got you.
Can't tell me that's not dope.
Yeah. And then,
but he's always relevant.
And then we discussed last week how now the NBA have the city jerseys.
Oh, yeah. And every team, city jersey's going to have what? Jordan's logo.
Yeah. So,
tell me that's not dope.
That's dope.
Like I said, the only thing you messing up on right now, MJ, your GM moves because the personnel, the Charlotte Hornets / Bobcats, haven't put up enough product that people want to keep coming back to see. Mm-hmm. They had that 1 or 2 seasons that did the playoffs. They weren't going to pass the first round. But still.
And the first, I think one of those years was against the Heat. And guess who played on the Heat during that time? Of all people, guess who played against Jordan and them Bobcats back then?
Oh, yeah, right. The Bobcats.
Right.
That sounds so funny. Saying Bobcats, I'm like, what?
Playing Bob's Cats. That's pretty much Bob Johnson.
Exactly.
But yeah, and as Joe said, which we'll be having her on momentarily.
Yes, Joe.
Says Yachty and Molina, the only catcher in the game to wear Jordan gear.
Hey, it's dope, but it's Yachty. Yachty speaks for himself anyway. Boy, I'm going to miss him when he retires. Yeah. I think that may be after this / next season. I know he got them on contract, but
but have you seen how? We gotta say that.
Okay.
We gotta say that, Joe. we gonna hold on. We're gonna hold on because we got a whole lot to discuss about baseball. Woo! I know it's been 5 games in, but woo!
I want to shake my head. I know it's just because I watched the last 2 games and I'm just like, our Cardinals.
Why? So about this as you was coming down, the Washington, formerly known as the Washington Redskins, decided that they all came together and had this big meeting like, what could we call our next team name? I got it. The Washington Football Team.
Wow. Like straight up. This is what y'all
really.
You could have had a 5th grader come up with something better than this. But hey. This is the one time I'm not going to say if y'all like it, I love it. I'm not. I'm not loving this. No. Bunny is not loving it at all. But again, we got a whole, I guess, a full season. They're going to figure this out while their Washington football team is losing. I hope they do well, but it's not in their favor. But we could talk about NFL stuff later. So,
basketball-wise, once again, they're playing right now on TNT. Hopefully you have that on your phone or tablet, and you have us on your big screen, because this is not your Wednesday night sports like tonight. We on a Thursday, but it's a
special edition. It's all just a special edition. That's how we doing it.
Dun, 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 special edition. All right, so basketball. Tom Thibodeau, new head coach
of the Knicks.
Yes,
I want to know, is that the number one dreaded job that people when they take it
right now
in the NBA, they're like, I need something to do until something better comes along. Because at this point,
for what they're saying is that, like, he has a bad rep of not being able to, really get these young guys to mature to get to that next level.
So he connects, but not well with the young players.
Right. So it's like he's better off if he already has a more seasoned team in which all he's doing is adding his coaching.
So then he needs a team that's already established
with
and
veteran
good to go.
all
Maybe
stars.
just mixing one piece.
Right.
Well, I mean, I heard he's really good with the defense. I mean, I see he's good on defense, though.
Right.
But his time in Chicago, it wasn't all that bad, and he helped put Chicago back on the map.
The problem was LeBron. And then Derrick Rose got hurt.
See, that's not Thibs' fault.
Right.
Now, when Jimmy Butler started getting all, I don't know what the word, in his feelings, emotional, complaining all the time, that wasn't all on Thibs either. That kind of actually, when everything was falling apart, then Jimmy just started, I want to say showing out, just expressing himself aloud all the time.
But does that show, because I mentioned earlier about trying to have the youth learn how to, develop and everything. But just seeing what Jimmy did with the Bulls, and then he did it again with the Timberwolves, does that show that Tibbs doesn't know how to control a locker room?
I mean, of course, I don't have access to the locker room, but outside looking in, Jimmy Butler's, we know he's cold on the court. He came on the map and really expounded his game in Chicago. The locker room portion, I still don't put that on Thibs. I realize when it comes to head coaches, again, never been a head coach, never been access to locker rooms, but let's just use somewhat common sense in how humans are, human nature. If I know I have a person that I'm seeing they have ways I don't care for, but I need them to perform on the court, they carry our team, then a lot of times coaches, assistants will let them do their thing while out, but perform on the court. You help me and keep my job. That's what's going on. And making Thibs be responsible, accountable for the younger players like Jimmy and D-Rose, that wasn't him, but that's not all fair. But I know when you talk about NBA, big contracts, money out there, it's not about fairness. It's about producing products, making me money. And I wouldn't put all Jimmy stuff on Thibs. Like you said, Jimmy went to Minnesota. He had issues there. His is a personality almost a typical when you have a big star, ego, I don't give you, this is my team type stuff. Because the drama he took to Minnesota, I was on Jimmy's side at first. I'm like, oh, okay, well, we know Cat's up there now. And who was the other guard that was up there at the time? And he was clashing. I'm like,
Wiggins.
Yeah, Wiggins. Wiggins is not known to be a problem person like that. We know that. Cat was from new, but still, it was like, then I'm like, okay, that's not on Thibs, that's Jimmy.
When he got there to Minnesota, he started realizing that these guys, they were known, they were household names. Okay. But when he got there, they realized that maybe they wasn't as tough. He pretty much called them out. He pretty much thought they were soft, and he felt that he couldn't win with this team. That's why he had him and a bunch of no-name trash guys on the team and called out Cat and Wiggins and said, "Hey, I have these guys here who don't hardly play face the best they have on the team, and guess what? Guess who won the game?"
Well,
so
if he called them out again, let's go back to Chicago. Thibs and Jimmy weren't as we saw beefing like that. Now, like I said, stuff went down to the end, and that's not all Thibs because I see what he can do as a coach, and he's good. If you're talking about because of the younger players. Older coaches gonna have these problems, but Pop doesn't have it, and Pop is damn near 80, and he don't have them problems. But everybody's style is different, and who mentored you makes a difference as well. So how you connected with the younger people, and again, the younger generation is just so different. Just 10 years make a difference. Zion and who's 30, and somebody that started NBA, they're gonna see it differently. And they could hear and get mentored by the great NBA players. You still have them 20 and 22-year-old cats. Not listening, doing their thing.
And I know what? No, I think
it's me.
It's a microphone jack. Let's see. Hold on.
That's probably my thing.
No, it's actually a microphone jack. Probably got to change it out. Let's see here. Okay, now. There we go. Want to make sure we get the sounds right, y'all. Might have to change up some chords after the show. So going back. He'll be head coaching for the Knicks.
I said prayer for the brother. Well, the other brother. Thibs, man, because another previous coach that I love was who was the Knicks coach prior to light skinned, cool. He always does the jump and you see what is glasses? You know what I'm talking about? Who's the previous coach of the Knicks?
Let's see.
That Thibs replacing. I see his face. What is your name?
Not Mike Woodson. Not Jeff Van Gundy.
Oh no, Van Gundy's cool though. He got screwed too, but you know that's part of the game.
Not Kurt Rambis.
Let me just Google it.
Mike D'Antoni. Who else?
And I gotta roll my eyes on him.
The Derek Fisher.
No, not him, but it was hold on. Fisdale.
Oh, yeah.
This is my boy. Look, I talk like we grew up together on the street.
That's my homie from the block, you know. That's my dude. Me, he used to have games like that.
We just get it in, you know what I'm saying? It was like, hey, you ready to go home? Let's go. You know what I'm saying? We're throwing buckets around here.
Right.
I just think when I see some of these NBA coaches and I hear the reports and, you know, feel it's a connection, that's why I'm like, oh, yeah, my boy, he peaked. That's why I say Thibs. Some of the head coaches, because I've been watching NBA games for a while, as I've learned and evolved, learning from a coaching perspective, I see how they move with some of the calls they make when I'm watching the game. I'm like, okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not a critique per se, because I still don't know coaching, but I still know the basis of basketball. I mean, it's my favorite sport. And what I thought Fisdale was doing next, that's not his fault. Some of these things, I know owners or GMs are setting these coaches up for failure. You are not giving them pieces to work with.
Right.
And you walking and opening up your checkbooks. You're being cheap. But main thing, the Knicks, back when Phil Jackson, now we know Phil is great as a coach. But we know it.
As an owner, as a GM.
But that wasn't all on him, but the ownership. See, sometimes the behind the scenes causes the on the scene to look crappy, and then we all like, oh, it's a horrible coach. You know, you have to have a scapegoat. And the coach is the easiest person to get rid of because it's the cheapest. And people are not coming to see coaches. They're coming to see players. So get rid of him. But a lot of times ownership knows they're not putting the right pieces. And everybody knows Knicks ownership is horrible. Especially your boy when Big Oak got into it with the owner a few years ago. I'm never going to forget that. That man sweated blood and tears for this organization. Y'all tripping. You are not a good organization if you do not treat your alum or your key players from the past and sit there and still give them their roles while they're alive and respect them. Mm-hmm. You see, we get spoiled thinking of the Cardinals. All those Hall of Fame Cardinal players we have, and we see them doing stuff in the community or commercials. The Cardinals alumni, as I'll call them. Everybody knows they respect all the people that have given their time for this organization. They all get the respect still. Mm-hmm. And Knicks doesn't even try to do that. But that's why some people, even if they didn't retire from an organization, but they give back or do things for them, they'll ask them to come back, represent, be an ambassador. I mean, that stuff you need to take serious because people, the younger, your best years of your life, when you give it to organizations and even take the paycheck out of it, they still want to feel respect. Everybody's human. But when you sit there, all right, you retire, okay, I'm going to come back to my teammates or my former, organization, and I'm getting treated like this, ownership, security, you know who I am? It should never come to that. Right. And it sounds so simple, but it reflects, if the ownership is treating a former good player for y'all like this, they're telling you, you're not putting good product, because everybody knows after Fisher left, even after Jack Field got gone out of there, Fisdale didn't get a chance. It's like, Van Gundy, we know these are good coaches. And this is what's happening. It's not them, it's the ownership. Y'all don't care.
Oh, yeah. Everyone knows that James Dolan needs to go.
But he
has no idea how
he needs to pull a thing like the Clippers former person did. Hurry up and get him out of there. Get some allegations out there. Put a scandal out there real fast. Let's go. I know it's out there. Get him out of there. We got plenty of blacks ready to be some NBA owners. Come on with it.
Something I meant to bring up about Jimmy Butler real quick. How we talked about how he's been doing with the Bulls back then, with the Timberwolves. You ever heard any noise about how he's been
in Miami? You're right. I was going to say that too.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Because look at Pat Riley.
Pat don't play.
Right. And then Eric Spoelstra. And, Eric Spoelstra already has clout for already having LeBron and Bosh and James. So, I said James, LeBron. Yeah,
But, we know. But,
right.
Well, Spoelstra, of course, people were trying to come off for his head at the beginning. But when you got good ownership, so that's Pat Riley. This is my coach. I'm sticking with him. Boom.
Yep.
Enough said. You need to. That's I told you. It's like behind the scenes.
It's all about having that right culture.
Yes.
If you don't have a strong culture, a strong foundation, you're not going to succeed, and that's why the Spurs have always been.
Exactly. We backing up Pop. If y'all superstars egos in the way, holla. Yeah. Bye. Yeah. We'll find somebody to replace you, and it still fit with what Pop's doing, and Pop produces results.
That's correct.
Hella woke. Boy too.
Exactly. So is Steve Kerr though.
Yeah, and I saw a documentary this year. I don't know if you heard about it. His passed because his father was he got killed when he was young.
He said they're doing the Last Dance.
And with that, I was like, okay, I see your background on it, so he's woke. I respect that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay, so some of the coaches, we may not always see that behind the scenes and how they look, but how they got to where they are. But when I hear or read a story, I'm like, that's why it paints a picture. I'm like, okay.
And that's also the beauty of this show. Because, when we have guests, it's easy just to go ahead and talk about what's going on in the world today with sports and, the whole nine. But that's why I feel like this pandemic was a blessing, because it allowed more people to see what's going on with the show. It allowed people who may not have been available because of their normal schedule. True. They may not have been able to be on the show, but they have been. And for people to see their story, or, to hear and see their more so here, because, you listen to them, to hear their story and see where they came from. Yeah. So that's the beauty of having this show here. Which we are usually your Wednesday night sports light, but we're here on the Thursday.
So a special event.
Special edition. Dun, 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 dun. Special edition. Dun, dun,
doing a special event for y'all on a Thursday.
Thanks for tuning in. Make sure y'all look. Oh, yeah. How you feel about that ticker I got on the bottom now?
Exclusive.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm always trying to add.
He coming up on the ranks, man. I'm
always trying to add bigger and better things, man. So everybody share this stream with your sports friends. So continuing on, there's speculation that Zach LaVine may be getting wanted by the Knicks.
Look,
via trade.
Wait. Zach wants to get traded?
No.
Or the Knicks want him? There's a difference.
Right. The Knicks. They're pretty much saying that they wanted to find a way to get him on the Knicks.
Look, Zach, until somebody else comes that's good too, don't do it. No.
And then there's word that Carmelo wants to end his career as a Knick.
I could see that.
Me too.
I'm not gonna knock that. Okay, people have done it. I get it.
Because he probably has a year left in him.
And think about it. How long was he sitting on the sidelines? I mean, he went the half of the season not unsigned. Yeah. Right, and boom, J.R. Smith, another one.
Right, another one.
And another one.
Another one.
So I shout out to those NBA players. They still stay sharp. Even if they don't get contracts right away, they just, somebody may need long bowl. Because you know I'm surprised who wasn't signed for a while too? Crawford.
Right.
Another one.
And he got signed by the Brooklyn Nets recently.
See?
Because of the whole
that's why you said this pandemic, sometimes things happen for a reason. You be like, oh, this crazy, but now it's working out for their favor. Shout out to them.
Sound like a gospel song. I was working out for you.
Hey, you got gospel out there.
We have a church on Thursday. When he said
that's for that special edition, I'm telling you.
You never know what may go down on a special edition, y'all, on the Platform Sports Talk Show. So, and last one, we go on to basketball. So I've always said this, and I want this to happen. And unfortunately, it had to happen this year because of the virus. Mm-hmm. But Kevin Harlan is going to be the guy doing the lead play-by-play for TNT for the playoffs, even going to the finals. Usually when they get to the finals, not the NBA finals, but the conference finals, usually it's Marv Albert and Reggie Miller and Chris Webber.
Why they switching?
But this year, because of the virus, the pandemic scare, Marv Albert decided to opt out.
His age, I can see that. What about Reggie? Reggie's doing
it. He's still doing it.
Okay, Reggie's doing it.
Okay. I've always wanted to hear Kevin Harlan do an NBA Finals game, but I'm fine. I love Mike Breen, so I'm fine with that, with ESPN. Mm-hmm. But Kevin Harlan on TNT, that's my dude, man. He makes any game
that's your dude. So y'all straight kids together. Y'all grew together.
Hey, he used to, I think he went to Mizzou, but he used to do Mizzou games. Okay. That's what it was. So he's definitely rooted in Missouri. But yeah, that's my guy, man. The voice on NBA 2K. But he can make any, and then he does football as well. Mm-hmm. But he can make any kind of event sound like it's the elite event of events, and he's funny as hell. So he will be the lead play-by-play announcer when it's time for the conference finals on TNT. So,
now, after the conference finals, we're going finals on ABC like normal.
Yeah.
So that's when the commentating changes.
Right. Yeah. In which they might bring Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy.
Van Gundy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, I love that song. I'm fine with that.
Okay.
But TNT wise, I've always wanted Kevin Hall, and they have that spot. I felt, in which eventually he'll get it. You know what I'm saying? Just a matter of
you gotta wait for
Marv retires.
But like I'm thinking, like Marv, ain't you almost?
He up there.
Now I saw my grandma today. Shout out to Gramsy. She's 94 years old. Hey Gramsy. She not on YouTube, but 94. She drove. I'm telling you, Grandma drove over to my parents' house. Like, okay.
They would do that.
And I was wondering,
what are you doing here, Grandma? Baby, I gotta get here to see my kids.
She wants her grandbabies, exactly.
Yep.
So Grandma 94, Marv,
he up there.
And I'm like,
now, I can't tell because he always wearing a toupee. So
ever since I was a little girl and saw him on TV, he was wearing a toupee. And I thought it was me, but at that time I didn't know about men and toupee. I was just like, what? But whatever. Daddy's watching, I'm watching. Oh, okay, we not here to watch him per se, but we saw him. But now look at Marv
Albert been 84 for the last 100 years. So
he got as many Social Security checks like he gets a TNT check. Oh my God!
He owns AARP too. Sponsored by Marv Albert. Spectacular.
Oh, bless his heart, Marv. And look, being an MJ fan, all them games they used to come on when it was on prime time, especially on Sunday, Marv was calling.
NBA on NBC. Come on now. I know about them days right there.
Man.
Oh, man. So, 1 week, he signs a $360-something mil with the Chiefs. Next week, I think I want to be an owner of a baseball team. Hey. Patrick Mahomes already investing.
When we got them extra coins and paper, it's like, hey, why just sit on it? The splurge, like, hey, let me reinvest it.
Yes, Patrick Mahomes. He is now a owner, one of the owners for the Kansas City Chiefs, doing big things, investing.
I think that's going to set a precedent for more athletes to do that. We know right now, for the few athletes that do invest right away, it'll be in different products or in the financial markets or up and coming tech stuff, but we don't actually see them in the organization. It's like, whoa, that's big, and that's going to set it up for other people. Yeah. Or as Magic Johnson did, he was a basketball person, but he is a minority owner in the Dodgers. To may switch sports and still have a good stake in it. That's dope. It's deep.
Yeah. So congrats to you, Patrick Mahomes. They put out recently the top 100 in the NFL. Have you seen this list?
Now this is the one regarding the that Madden list too, or same thing?
No.
Okay, because they just had that come out. I was asking why some people are in their feelings, but okay.
No, you talking about the Madden rating?
Yeah.
Now, this was a rating that was done, I guess, by either peers or coaches in the NFL or the writers in the NFL.
Okay. Is this where Lamar's number one?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
okay. Okay.
He's number one.
Sense. Yeah.
Wait. So wait. So hold on, because now you're getting somewhere. So he's number one. Russell Wilson, number 2. Aaron Donald, number 3. Mm-hmm. Patrick Mahomes is number 4. So you don't think Mahomes should be number 1?
Well, you said writers and peers. You don't always go off of Super Bowl rings. Just like you don't always go by your NBA championship rings of who is the best of whatever. I think Mahomes is really good. Really, really good. But have you proven yourself longevity that we know Russell has? What Mahomes did, Russell did.
So
how old was Russell? How long was he in the league when he got his first Super Bowl ring? He was almost like Mahomes. He was young and got it early. Come on.
So with that being said, Lamar Jackson shouldn't be number 1 then.
I can see that. He shouldn't be number 1, but y'all can put Russell as number 1 because what Mahomes did, Russell did. That's what I'm telling you. I think, but people like, I'm like, wait. Don't forget, just 4 or 5 years ago, this person just did something similar, not the same. Don't sleep on that either. So you can flop it 1 and 2 for all I care. And you still think Lamar should be like number 10? Because his stats as come on now.
I would switch him and Mahomes. Definitely that. So let's go ahead.
So you still putting Patrick number 1? I said I could flip and put Russell 1. You can put Russell 1, Lamar 2 for all I care.
All right. So
nothing against Patrick, but again. everybody on that list except the number one is put some time in, but still Patrick ain't got that much. Or I'm sorry, Mahomes doesn't have that much time in either. My thing is longevity. People want to make sure it's not a hoax or one and done. That's why I said Russell did what Patrick did. However, years later, he's still good and still holding it down without without alignment help. Russell was getting his assets kicked just 2 years ago. Barely saw it because he kept running out that pocket.
My thing about Lamar is that he just did all this in just one season.
So it could be a hoax. That's why you need longevity to prove that, okay, he hasn't done it.
Because Mahomes been doing it for what, it'll be his third season coming up.
So he's done it 2 years. Mm-hmm. But that's why I said I need fact checked on me. How old was Wilson when he got a Super Bowl ring? And pretty much similar story as Mahomes, though. Mm-hmm. And that's why I said you can flip and put Russell number one. Because his stats and he's proven himself. And with no lineman for 1 year, with no hat. Boy's bad. I'm like I say.
And Russell Wilson, yes, he is incredible. He is the guy that pushes that team along. But Mahomes does more.
Okay. We're going off of... See, I guess I get what the writers and peers, everybody's looking at different things. If you're looking at what do you call that thing? A rubric or something. Give me like 4 main categories you want to score these people in. Mm-hmm. If you we can't put Lamar against Mahomes right now because Lamar only has one solid season and Mahomes has 2. I mean, I guess 1 year off, maybe you could put them head to head, but you couldn't put Russell against Lamar. It's not fair. Life ain't fair.
So
but
check this out. So number 10, they have Derrick Henry, running back from the Titans. Number 9, Stephon Gilmore from the Patriots, cornerback. Number 8, the wide receiver, DeAndre Hopkins from the now Arizona Cardinals. Number 7, George Kittle, tight end from the San Fran 49ers. Number 6, this boy bad, Christian McCaffrey, running back from the Panthers. Number 5,
I got a problem with number 5.
Michael Thomas, wide receiver from the Saints. Number 4, once again, Mahomes. 3, Aaron Donald. 2, Russell Wilson. 1, Lamar Jackson.
No, I said number 5, nothing against Thomas, but look at number 11. You can't tell me Julio not better than him? Come on.
See,
I'm gonna look at just I said because they're receivers, I could compare them. Comparing Donald to that no, but we looking at the same positions. Come on now.
Production wise, numbers wise, these last 2 or 3 seasons, Michael Thomas has shined more than Julio. Last year, 2 years ago, Julio didn't even have more than 2 touchdowns. So he had his game hasn't been as elite as Michael Thomas had these last 2 or 3 seasons. So I see exactly why Michael Thomas is number 5. He's one of the guys that's rated a perfect score on Madden. Not that you brought it up. But Julio Jones is still elite. But he hasn't had the production that he used to have. And I know that he's been hurt as well. But he hasn't been as productive these last few seasons like Michael Thomas has. Michael Thomas has been separating himself from everybody else.
I remember I said, I'm not knocking Thomas. I'm not.
Right.
Brother's bad. I just thought Julio. But that's my 2 cents. I'm not a writer or somebody that
that's
acts that's 2 cents. I'm just saying. We could put that in a whole separate section. My 2 cents. Yeah. But no. I mean, you said he hasn't been as productive. That's why I said, what's the rubric? Just asking our peers, because, you know, when you have baseball writers and NBA writers, sports writers, when you have to do the MVP voting and coach of the year and all that, usually you know, okay, that's that current year. We're looking at a list of not just, I mean, it says of 2020, but clearly they're not just going off of one season.
And they're saying that this was determined by votes from NFL players. So that's pretty interesting.
I get it, but again, they're not just going off of 2019 football season. No way. Can't. And if they say they are, they lying. So players are. There's no way. Because of how they figured out those rankings. That's not off of one season. Even though Lamar just did his in 2019, it's no way. It doesn't make sense. I mean, common sense ain't common, but
right. But no,
like, you use a lot of numbers and stats, hopefully, with this, and not just emotions.
You asked about like the categories and numbers, you know, for a wide receiver. More like you're talking about possession. You're talking about yards, yards receiving, yards after the catch. How many drops? You know,
Butterfingers. Okay.
Yeah, so they
how many receptions for touchdowns? I mean, yardage per catch. I know sometimes. Well, you already said that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just a little old fan on the sidelines.
Yeah. But,
what do I know?
Hey, we do miss the game, so hopefully with this COVID stuff that things will get better so they can go ahead and proceed with playing football this upcoming season. Joe says, and did Mahomes win MVP his first full year? Yes.
It didn't.
He did win MVP his first full season.
Again, my main thing is comparing him with Russell
Wilson.
Yeah.
We can always find out. Let's see.
Let's fact check.
Did Russell Wilson?
Let's fact check.
And here we go. Russell Wilson. He was 25 years old at the time.
How old was Mahomes?
Patrick Mahomes is 24.
Okay, all right. Yes. Year difference.
Yep.
Okay.
So by the time that, as we just said earlier, by the time that Russell Wilson turned 25, well, I can't say that. But before Mahomes turns 25, he already was an MVP because Russell Wilson hasn't won MVP. He just won the Super Bowl. But Mahomes MVP, win Super Bowl MVP.
In the NFL world, which one is Super Bowl or MVP? Which one?
I mean, players also always will prefer to be a Super Bowl MVP. But, having
just having an MVP, not the Super Bowl MVP, just being an MVP or being a Super Bowl winner.
I mean, yeah, like I said, they're going to always prefer being the winner more. That has more clout than being MVP.
Huh.
But like I said, he has both, so.
Huh. So clout more the Super Bowl ring over just being MVP.
Like, hey, you can take this MVP, but I got me a ring.
Do they equate this as much when it comes for contract renewal? Does one supersede the other?
That's a great question. It kind of depends on the longevity of that season. So, like, you may have a guy that just had a great game in a Super Bowl, and win the MVP of the Super, win a ring and won MVP honors from being in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl MVP. That doesn't mean you're gonna get a crazy contract. But if you've been the man all season long, and you lead your team to a Super Bowl and win, that's where.
So if you've been a man all season long in the first round of playoff, y'all gone, it won't equate.
Well, no, because more than likely next season, Lamar Jackson probably gonna be getting a extension because of what he did during the season, and he just won MVP.
Right, that's what he's the MVP. They lost in the first round, but that happens. I'm not knocking that, but I'm looking at before, like, the rookie contract is gone, they're going to, like I said, give an extension because they don't want to lose.
Like for instance, look at David Freese. He won World Series MVP, but he didn't go next year and got like a 10-year, $200-something million deal because he just got hot at the right time.
I mean, I wasn't sure sport to sport, MLB, NFL, NBA, NHL, if they all operate because the longevity of the seasons and how you replaceable of your position more valuable. We know that quarterback, that's the golden ticket right there. Yeah. Just like on the baseball team, your pitching is the golden ticket for the most part. I mean, we'll get to that later because offense that's necessary too. Our poor Cardinals.
Joe, get ready. We're about to bring you on very soon. Because, we definitely got to talk about that. Definitely got to talk about that.
Because I would feel like, last night I was like, it's like deja vu.
It's like, man, like we just left from all this. We trying to move on.
Exactly. Again, Joe, forgive me. I'm trying. It's just.
And Joe, we know that you have a special, bun in the oven, But Lord,
I don't want to get the blood pressure up. I'll tell you, I don't want to do it.
Great point. Shouts out to T-Bone. He says, ask Nick Foles.
You're right.
Yep.
Pope Nick.
he had that great postseason.
He sure did, and they still shipped him off.
What you say earlier? Wah, 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 wah.
Exactly what they did. I'm like, damn,
he played like what 2 games with the Jaguars last year, and they just you know what? Now he with the Bears trying to be starter for them.
Cold-blooded world, man.
It's crazy.
But then, if you're talking about Lamar's going to get a contract extension probably after this season, 2020 season, and you look what the Cowboys are doing to Dak Prescott. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting there like, y'all know good quarterbacks are hard to come by, but if you talking about really good, and y'all ready to let this dude get a franchise tag, we already know Jerry Jones is different. Let's just say that, but you got a golden ticket. I don't care if you Stafford gets the other 10 quarterbacks close to them, and he's in the middle of that. Still, he's really good. He's proven himself. I mean, he got a good younger person with him as a running back. I don't know. I don't think you do your golden ticket. Dak Prescott could be worse. I mean, Jamie Rivers lasted in the NFL, especially with the Charger all them years. It's like
who?
Rivers.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say you said Jamie Rivers.
I mean, I said Jamie Rivers. I mean Phillip Rivers. I was like, dude.
That's you talking about one-on-one ESPN right there.
My bad. I meant Phillip Rivers. My bad. Hey, all of years in San Diego, though, it's like, dang, that's rare. Same team and all that. You okay numbers, and they still respected that man. So why are the Cowboys doing that like that?
So and Joe brought up another point. Mike Trout. He would give up all of his MVPs for 1 ring.
He still got time. He'll get it. I don't think it'll be with the Angels, but
I mean, he just signed like pretty much a lifetime deal. So
look, when A-Rod signed a lifetime, all that money, and he still moved on, all them millions. And
then got paid another time.
Look, one bank account don't stop another one. Okay.
got paid handsomely by the Rangers, and then go and get a bigger deal, another one.
One checkbook don't stop another one for coming in and signing them again. Just saying, y'all don't let that doesn't.
So, the last thing we got to bring up before we get Joe on the line is going back to basketball real quick. Lou Williams.
Hey. The funniest tweet, I don't know, did you see that tweet circulating? And that one writer like, I got a bite. What's Magic City? And I forgot the dude who tweeted back. It was like, an African American Performing Arts Center. I was done. I thought that was the funniest joke on all that. I said yes.
So for those who don't know, Lou Williams, one of the main pieces, like 6 Man a Year guy all the time for the Clippers. That everyone is supposed to be in the bubble. Do not leave to go nowhere with nobody at any time, at any point from your bubble in Orlando. He decides to go to the ATL.
It was initially for some other reason, like I don't know, the family. It was something.
Nah, man,
he said it. I think he tried to cover and clean that up.
He wants some good food. So he knew that Magic City. If you listen to Welcome to Atlanta, you know what I'm talking about. But
I'm not gonna even put you out there to see have you had the food at Magic City. I'm not even gonna ask you that. I'm not an inquiring mind that wants to know. So
hey, I'm gonna say it now. I want to go, but I have not been there. Okay, there we go. So anyway, but I do know that if you want some fire chicken wings, a lot of dance clubs definitely have them.
I heard about the ones on the east side, but my whole thing is
fire.
For the
food.
For the entertainment that goes on there, when I want to get the food from there, because it's a lot of stuff that not necessarily I want to mix or being around my food, because stuff.
Oh, trust me, the kitchen is far away from the exhibit.
Some other the performing arts exhibit on one side.
It's far away.
Okay, good.
So pretty much he left to go to Magic City to get some wings, to get some thighs and some breasts.
Right. You know it wasn't the wings that the little Coca-Cola that Popeyes had. Nah, these was some live wings, okay? And some live thighs and some live breasts, okay?
So I want to have some fun here and play this funny clip that I heard today on First Take, courtesy, of course, of ESPN.
All right.
This was Stephen A's first time back on the show in quite some time. He was on a little staycation, and he just had to go ahead and just mention this real quick.
It's important.
You know what I'm saying? Hold on. My bad, y'all. Hold on. Get it right.
But he had to mention it because it's important.
Y'all gonna have to forgive me for being a little bit left, because I didn't have an opportunity to get my laughter out about Lou Williams. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have a chance to get that out last week when the brother. I just need to get that out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I tried to tell y'all. I tried to tell y'all weeks ago, Jay. I said, look, man. Recreational activities. I mean, I didn't know it was gonna involve Magic City and some wings. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. I'm just saying. I mean, all I can do. I'm not even mad at him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even mad at him. It was just hilarious to me.
It's just legs and thighs.
Say what? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, me personally, it would have been wings. Me personally, it would have been wings. But I'm just saying, it was just hilarious to me. It was just hilarious to me that actually happened. Not only did you leave, but you went to Magic City, and not even you go to Magic City, you take a picture, and then you got people in your camp trying to deny that the picture was current, but you had on the bubble mask that was given to you in Orlando. You just can't make this stuff up, man.
Hey,
oh my goodness!
They rolling over there.
Oh my goodness! How hilarious is that?
Hilarious. That's why, again, Magic City Performing Arts Center got you in trouble. However, because you are somebody that the league needs and wants per se, you got slap on the wrist, go back to the bubble, quarantine, keep it moving. Because if it was like the 15th man on the bench. Oh, shit. They ain't want to be doing nothing different. And if it was the number one guy, like a LeBron, it would be a whole different story. Whole spin on that, okay? But yeah, that live version that he wanted of that chicken,
right.
All the places in Atlanta, you just had to go to that place for that chicken. Now, he want that special live chicken, okay?
He want that, This is the Platform Sports Talk Show. I am your boy Smooth, along with
Bunny.
And now on the line, we have
Joe.
Yeah, Joe. I did a late drum roll.
How you doing, Joe? We got Joe Knows. What's going on with you?
Not much. Watching some baseball.
That's what's up. Watching some baseball.
Okay.
And as you see on the screen, I don't know if you can see it right now, Joe. You probably have a little delay right now, but we have a little ticker right above your head now.
For Joe Knows.
For
baseball
Joe Knows.
Hockey.
We getting fancy over here.
I know, I saw the little bottom line.
Yeah. See, maybe eventually we have some scores going on the bottom. You never know. You know what I'm saying? You never know what may happen on the Platform Sports Talk Show. But,
These
Joe.
days, every day, be breaking news.
Right. So, have you been to Magic City, Joe?
No, I have not.
He went right to it. Right? No chaser, okay?
Let me ask Brendan after the show, see if he been.
Okay.
I mean, for what I've heard, I guess Magic City is more exclusive because the famous celebrities go there, but East St. Brooklyn, they have spots over there and probably chicken wings there too, like you get in Magic City.
Tell you it's fire.
Okay.
The food.
Okay. He says it. Okay. Fred, okay. DJ Smooth said it's fire. Now, you done some DJ gigs over there too?
I've always wanted to, but no, I haven't.
Okay.
No, I hear they get tipped very well, so.
I'll do that?
Yeah.
I thought that was only for the entertainment. Okay.
Well, that too, but, for the exhibits out there.
Okay.
All right, Joe, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Release the Kraken. How do you feel about that name?
I didn't like it like a couple months ago when it was rumored to be the name, but after I've seen like videos and stuff, it grew on me. I think they could have done better with the designs, but once we actually see a jersey, I think I like it. It looks cool. And
for those wondering, the Kraken, who are you talking about? So, it's the Seattle
Kraken.
City of Seattle is back.
NHL.
In NHL. And their team name is the Kraken. I like it. It's a Seattle thing. I really like it.
Okay.
It fits them.
I mean, I just think about the movie Pirates of the Caribbean. You know, so I can think every time I hear that, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Kraken now taking over the ship. But,
and then also, isn't there some kind of commercial that release the Kraken?
Because that's for rum.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's spiced rum, exactly.
That's what it is.
Again, the winter ship, and oh my gosh.
Release the Kraken. So they'll be up and running, I believe, in 2021. Is that correct, Joe?
I think so, yeah, 21.
Yeah, and of course they'll be in the rest of the conference. The Blues already said we'll see you soon.
Ready for them. Come on with it.
Yeah,
Blues don't break it down to anybody. New expansion doesn't matter.
And Seattle always has been a great, sports town.
Yeah, but if it has, I don't understand why they lost the Supersonics. Why they let them leave.
Probably like
over an arena. Yeah. I'm like, really?
I'm about to say ownership money.
But I still never got this. Maybe getting off subject here. How does, if you can't get a new arena built, I'm going to move my team? Because owners have done it before. I'm like, how does that equate to, I mean, your fan base, if your team sucks, they suck. So being a new arena is going to help them after like 3 years.
But that's the
whole
thing.
newness wears off, so they still suck. So what is the new arena?
But that's the whole thing, is that the organization really wasn't sucking like it was like the...
Yeah, the Supersonics one. I was thinking about other people that have done it, though. But yeah. Because you've heard other people move teams for that reason. And
then you have your slick owners, something that we can relate to.
Right.
Unfortunately. So it's all about who is running the show at that time, and excuse me, if the city's getting backing, because if you don't have a place to, I believe they wanted to renovate, the key arena to make it better, or just have a whole new stadium. Because it'll get up to the times.
Right, I understand.
And they want to get that backing. And who was Oklahoma at that time?
Oklahoma City, they were proven because they had a house the Hornets, New Orleans Hornets, because of the Katrina. So when they had those games at their home and they saw how much money the town made, I was on that prize, and that's how they ended up there. I mean, it's worked out for a small market, but it's worked out for them. So I just thought that's crazy because Seattle doesn't have an NBA team anymore, but they still have a WNBA team. So basketball needed is a following still up there. So it's like,
and they're playing their games at the Key Arena.
Exactly. That's how I don't get this.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't have money to understand. That's not my thing I should be worried about. But I just think that's stupid.
So Joe, Blues played yesterday, and like the Cardinals, no score.
Yeah. I guess that was the thing for yesterday.
I'm not worried about that with the Blues.
Yeah,
okay, it was exhibition, true.
It's an exhibition, like they said on Twitter. It didn't count anyway.
Right. And
look, drops on Sunday.
And Joe, they don't have a history, unlike last season Cardinals, where they don't know how to score enough. So we're not going to be worried about them not getting goals. But it was just, I guess, to be representing the St. Louis organization yesterday, you had to end your game scoreless. No goals, no runs, nothing. I guess that was the thing for Wednesday. That's why we weren't broadcasting yesterday. See how it worked out?
Right. Right.
That's crazy.
So going back, just seeing them out on the ice, what was your thoughts?
So yesterday, I only seen a little bit of it. It was nice just seeing it, though. We've been actually watching. We have NHL Network. We've just been watching here and there, just different games. Like we watched a little bit of the Oilers and Calgary last night, which was nice because they have a big rivalry and stuff. So just seeing the guys on the ice, anything really, it's really good to see.
And how about that setup in Edmonton?
That's nice. I seen, I guess it was like late last week. There's like they showed a picture of what the players' hub is, I guess, with like ping pong table and everything. I was like, why would you want to leave that place?
Right.
I just like the setup yesterday because of the Blues were their home team, but when you looked at
I think yesterday they were the away team.
They were their away team. What color jersey?
They always wear white anytime you on the road.
Okay, so I know over the years I've seen NFL do that. NBA's started doing that too, but they weren't always like that. But I see they've changed that too.
Because back then it was the other way around. Back in the old days, the white used to be home.
And I've seen the NFL flip that a while back, but I saw NBA they now changed. But I thought the NHL still stuck with it. But okay.
Yeah, now it's pretty
much
whatever.
Got it confused. Sorry.
It's pretty much whatever. I think the only sport who stays really true to more so keeping the white at home is baseball.
Oh, okay.
Now I know that the Twins yesterday they had on their wannabe Cardinals, Navy.
I saw
baby blue.
You trying to look like us from the 80s. Y'all white biting our style. Everybody our style.
Everyone in the 80s had those jerseys, though. You know, like everyone did. The Blue Jays have them now.
Right.
Twins did have them back in the day. The Royals had them. It was just an 80s thing.
Yeah. But it looked fresh, but it's like, man.
Yeah, like this.
I still want to say everybody our style.
Right. And then same thing with the Rangers. You know, they got their version.
Yeah.
And we talk about baseball in a second. Let's just stick with hockey real quick. So,
okay.
Because, you know, we can talk about it. We be going. But going back to hockey, it looks like one of the main complaints is because you only have 2 hubs, Edmonton and Toronto. Mm-hmm. So you're playing, the ice is being used up so many times before you actually play a game. So
yeah, I was talking to Brendan about that yesterday, and I brought it up because they mentioned how they might have like 6-7 games a day.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's going to be a lot of keeping up with the ice, a lot of Zamboni time. And then he said that Toronto's ice is a lot more choppier than Edmonton's.
Wow.
So I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens. And then, like, once you get to the final, if that's still the case, you just have all the games at Edmonton instead of having, you know, splitting it 4-3 or whatever.
Now, earlier they were stating that when they get to the finals, they actually may be in a different city altogether.
I can see that too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But we'll see. But just for those who may not be so hip to hockey and the importance of ice, Joe, can you explain to our listeners why the ice is so important to be smooth?
It's kind of like if you ever played baseball or softball, they have, I think they're called infinity balls, where they throw it and it bounces all over the place.
Right.
It's supposed to help you, I guess, you know, like with your agility and, you know, keeping your eye on the ball and stuff. And it's kind of like when you see a football that hits the ground, it's going to go all over the place. With hockey, it's going to be a lot harder, one, for the puck, you know, to have smooth stick handling. You could be tripping on the ice. You know, you could go off sides a lot more easier because of the ice is like that. There's just a lot of things that could go wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's all I heard on 101 ESPN this morning was how they were saying the puck was just really bouncing around more than usual. So it's hard for you to maintain control of the puck and have tight passes because the ice is so choppy and it makes the puck bounce even more than it should be.
Okay.
Yep.
That's important.
So the smoother the ice is, the smoother the puck will move on the ice.
So they can pass it easier. Okay.
Because with hockey, especially, you know, like you said, you've been to a game in the past, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you know how important precision is in hockey.
Yeah.
It's big time.
Make sure that pass right there. That slide right. Yeah. That's important.
So it's very.
Well, it's like they say baseball's a game of inches, but hockey is literally a game of inches, and it's a piece of ice is sticking up. You know, like a chop of ice or whatever, like a snow cone is, you know, up right by the crease, then that can mess with the goalie right there. And then it'll look like it's supposed to be an easy block save, but it just goes over because there's some choppy ice right there.
Right. So it was announced that Vince Dunn is back, Oscar Sundqvist. So they have the full squad is back.
All right.
Whole squad ready. Hey,
let's go.
If you ready.
Hey, let's do this.
So hearing that, Joe, I know you're excited. You had to be, because now you have a legit full squad, something that we didn't maybe think we'll have going to the playoffs if we didn't have this pandemic. So just tell us how you feel about having that full squad ready to rock and roll.
I'm excited about it. I think it was NHL NBC had a video of Doc Emmerich narrating it.
I saw that.
And it gave me goosebumps to have been part of it. And it started off with all the blues and stuff, and then a part of it was saying, you know, like, with this being an unusual year, like, yeah, it turned the world around, but for sports, it might help some people, and they showed Tarasenko because we weren't going to have them.
Right.
But even if the regular season played out into the playoffs, we don't know if we would have had him in the playoffs even. So what's going on in the world sucks, but, you know, it's helping out little things here and there. So it's going to be awesome with Tarasenko coming back. All of our guys are going to have fresh legs. We got a little bit of a break after the championship, so I'm excited. And
starting this Sunday is Saturday is the playoff qualifier round for all other teams who are not in the top four in regards to the seeding, and then the Blues along with the Vegas Golden Knights, the Avalanche, and who else in the top four?
I think the Stars.
Yeah. No, it's somebody else. Because I thought it'd be the Stars too, but it was somebody else.
On the Western Conference side?
Yeah.
Not the Predators.
Oh my goodness, tip of the tongue. So yeah, once again, Blues, Vegas Golden Knights, Avalanche, and there's one more team. But I thought it would be the Stars, but they're actually not even
Oilers.
No, it's the Oilers.
I'm not sure if it's the Oilers. The Oilers were playing Calgary. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Was that old though? I mean.
Well, no, she's right. They're the Oilers. Yep.
Oh, it is? All right.
Yep, it is because they have 83 points and the Stars have 82. Look at Bunny coming with the stats.
No, I was making sure. I'm like, well, because I hear the Stars more than the Oilers. That's why. I
but the Oilers they have the higher points. It's all about points.
Yeah.
So
1 point made a difference, though. Literally.
Exactly.
Point separated them.
So those 4 teams will be doing a round robin style for the next few games to determine who will actually be the number 1 seed going into the actual playoff.
Okay.
So exciting times for that. And then like Joe said earlier, we ain't gonna worry about yesterday's exhibition because when it's time to really rock and roll, this team is battle tested and they ready to defend. And like you said last week, Joe, even now, like no what you call them, the stat writers or people just are not choosing the Blues to repeat at all. Like I don't think they had one vote.
Because they just like to hate on the Blues.
It doesn't make sense to me, really.
It does. They give them a better storyline once they, like last season.
Right.
And they come out of nowhere and then they do this and that. Better storyline, more thing for them to write, that's all.
And a lot of people are thinking, we're just a flash in the pan.
Come on now. Like I said last week, Hollywood couldn't even write a script like this. It can't be a flash in the pan where you dead last. I mean, all hope was gone. Everybody at St. Louis Blue just life was over by January. We just, this is over. I don't giving up tickets and I'm not doing it. And boom. So, no. And for the personnel we have on that rink,
yeah.
It's not a hoax, no.
And then just having that coach, Craig Berube, he's different too.
Man, telling you.
And then having a guy who always plays with a chip on the shoulder in Jordan Bennington.
Yeah. And think about...
I think our team, I know we have, like, pretty much the same roster with the minuses of Fabry and Joel, but I think our team's better than it was last year.
And also Jay, what's the name?
Yeah,
Boymeester. That's it.
Yeah.
So without him, which is crucial. But I like how they brought in Marco Scandella. He came in. He fits like a glove.
That's good. He gelled right with
the
group.
He loves the city, so that's good.
St. Louis embraces anybody that comes in. We thinking you're gonna do good. We embrace everybody. We give everybody a chance. So I'm glad that he feels that way, and hopefully, he's gonna stay. And
unless you're, someone like, Giancarlo Stanton or something. In which we go right into baseball. Before we get to the Cardinals.
Well, can I bring something up before I forget it?
Sure.
Okay, I didn't hear about it until I saw it today. Did you see this whole thing about maybe these 7-inning doubleheaders?
I was just about to bring that up.
We literally talked about that last week.
I wanted to bring that up before the Cardinals and whatnot.
Yeah.
We talked about that with Wheels last week, how we could change. I remember I said the press is going to be different because the too long, trying to get younger people, Wheels was like, marketing is expensive, but one way to help the 20, 30-year-olds that y'all like baseball, shorten it. That one person commented as well on that, shorten it to 7 innings.
So it is official that starting August the 1st, they will have 7-inning doubleheaders.
I believe, I know a lot of players may say, I don't like doubleheaders. If they're going to be shortened, that's going to make a difference. Also, the only people I think who get the short end of the stick, which again is setting the precedent for future baseball, if they continue this for next season after, those relievers aren't going to be needed. You're going to have starting pitchers doing complete games now. That's going to be, or should be, a norm. Your relievers aren't going to be needed as much, or they could become starters because they can do 7 innings, good, they do okay. So I like it. I'm all for it. Keep this going. Again, how we can speed up the game, but how we also make it interesting and you're not losing too much, right? That's one way.
And other breaking news: Mike Trout did step away from the Angels. He's on paternity leave, so no telling how many games he'll be missed. He'll be missing, but yes, he has stepped away as of today because his wife is in labor.
Okay.
So breaking news with that. So now going back because this has been a mess since Monday, but the Miami Marlins. How bad have they done to almost affect the whole league?
Hey, it sounded like they were doing trips to Magic City themselves. They just disclosed it. I mean, they got in on that action hands on in the back and the. I'm just saying, come on. And it's another one who tested positive today. Yeah.
Craig Mish, one of the beat reporters for the Marlins, he said that he received a text or something that apparently a big group of the team went out like Saturday night. I
knew it. Literally, nothing else could cause this to happen besides y'all going out with a group of people doing extracurricular activities.
I don't understand. Like, you finally get your wish to play baseball, and I just don't know why. Like, you guys are going to be in a hotel for a little bit, and they were going home right after that. You know, like, I just don't get it. Like, they could have ruined everything for the whole season.
Stupid. Just being stupid. I don't know how many people on the Marlins roster are young, but just a stupid decision that one or two decided, and everybody just got on the bandwagon.
The majority of the team is young, and that's the problem.
And that's why that immaturity right there. You didn't have somebody. Yeah, so you didn't have somebody old enough to be like, yeah, I better not do this or that. Now look at the repercussion. Now they realize, but being immature, and if you're talking about even 17, 18-year-old, please, they're not taking. Like when the pandemic started, when all those young people were at the beach and they was like, no, stay home. And it was all out there. This is the same thing that's going on. Being young and dumb. Could, like you said, jeopardize almost the whole season. All of this, what people have been working for to get back out there playing, and they almost jeopardized it. It's one of the unfortunate, but hopefully it taught them a lesson and it's contained. In the NBA bubble, real quickly, nobody has tested positive today yet. As far as work, you're going to have a couple of cases come up here and there, but in general, it's working, and the Marlins better get that together, or they're going to be, I mean, not just the league, but themselves personally going to be held accountable for that.
Yeah, and just to add on to that, the MLB, and I know, Joe, you and I discussed this a little bit on Twitter, but MLB should have stuck to their guns and enforced to have a bubble.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to ask you all that, Joe, and why didn't they? I know they had so much problem trying to even get to this far and finally get a schedule because it looked like we weren't going to even have a season because of the labor unions and owners not meeting right, and it's more the owners being greedy. But why didn't they say, hey, let's stick to at least doing the bubbles in Arizona? That was at one time on the table. Arizona, even use Florida, spring training facilities. You can use 2, 4, whatever. Why didn't they stick with that? And then everything else, how it is now, would be fine. Like
because of the MLBPA.
Oh, I thought so. The PA Player Association was like, no, we need to move around city to city.
No, it was more so the players wanted their families to come with them. And the league was going to tell them no, they cannot come because that could cause even more of a what's the word I'm trying to think of.
But why can't they go to the bubble like what the Orlando's doing?
There's a higher the families ain't going there, just the players.
Oh, okay.
Right. Same thing with the NHL. It's just the players. MLB players, they want to have their families there too, and Major League was like, no, it has to be just you. So the players went down with that.
But they saw the other leagues caved in, and for the same amount of games, we're not talking about the traditional 100-something season. We're talking about 60.
Exactly.
And then,
that's why it's crazy to me.
Yeah, that's stupid. Yeah. Okay, Joe, thank you for explaining. Okay. Stupid, but is it worth it? No.
And it's all about sacrifice.
Because how many players, no matter what major sport you're in, after a while of their season, they complain of the traveling. They suck it up. They know it's part of the job, but they get tired of traveling from flight to flight when they have these road games. Excluding, I guess, the NFL, but everybody else. So this is where you don't have to travel. Y'all usually had them long seasons. You can stay put for 60 days, 2 months worth, and not including playoffs. And that was just too much to bear not being by your family.
Yeah, for
half of y'all don't see them anyway during the regular season, you know.
And what for the next 2 or 3 months?
Are y'all serious? You know how many military people that don't see their family for a year at a time or two, and y'all talking about for
regular
2 months?
season, you're probably away from your family well more than 60 games.
They so full of it. But the PA, because I don't know which players, because sometimes, you know, it just be a few and they can speak for everybody, but they so full of it. Anyway.
Go ahead, Joe.
No, I was just saying, like, in a 162-game year and playoffs, you're away from your team probably more than 60 games, you know? I just don't understand why they couldn't just agree to play in Arizona, because that would have been the only realistic option is Arizona, since Miami, or not Miami, but Florida's supposed to be a hot spot and whatnot, so...
Right.
Or
Arizona actually became a hot spot too, though.
Right.
Phoenix,
right.
Yeah, they still got it. Yeah.
Right. And you know the plan was to more than likely have games in at Chase Field, and now it's called something else where the Diamondbacks play, and then also play at the spring training site as well.
Spring training, that makes sense.
But like I said, the players wanted their families to be there, and MLB was like, "No, we can't do that. If you want this to really work, in which we can control things better, like the NHL and the NBA, which the NBA has just done a fantastic job on how they
always are proactive, and it works. I mean, I don't know how the MLB does not take half of a page of NBA's handbook and try to implement some of these policies. I just don't get it. They don't. I'm sorry, they don't want to get it. That has to be it. Yeah. All this money on the line, and you're not taking a page like, okay, if we don't have it this way, and the PA's like, we want it, and you just like, okay, I'm telling you, it almost costs a whole season, all that work for nothing, and nobody's getting paid at this point. Nobody, man.
And then going back to what you brought up, and Joe as well, about the Marlins in regards to how they are handling the situation. That's why it's so crucial to have big-time veteran leaders on your team. Yeah. Remember how Joe, Adam Wainwright said that him and Dexter Fowler and Molina and Carpenter, they all had a meeting with the players only, and was like, hey, if y'all want to be on this team, you got to be responsible, you got to be smart, because this is a sacrifice, but we can get this done right if y'all all just follow, the guidelines. That's what the Marlins...
if you want to play the game you love,
right.
Follow everything and, get paid to play a game. Just have fun, but be safe as well.
Yeah. So, another one. The Cleveland Indians. From what I've seen so far, majority of their games, they have opted... Now, definitely, I knew the season opener, they decided against wearing the jerseys that have Indians on there, and they just have Cleveland. Okay. And then Lindor... So someone that hopefully we can have here in St. Louis. But anyway,
in your dreams.
Never know. Never say never.
Lindor was like, we all realize that it's time for change.
Yeah. That's important that he's speaking out on that. We know Cleveland started transitioning away from the, I don't know what the emblem you call it, but the Wahoo Chief logo with the big T. Because a couple years ago, they started using the C's only on their baseball caps. They knew it was like, okay, it's a matter of time, but they were transitioning. So I'm glad Lindor spoke out about that. Again, if they keep the Indian name itself, which is fine, but there won't be that Cleveland team, unlike the counterpart of the Washington football team. Right. Oh, my gosh. So but I appreciate them for speaking out again on that. And the Washington football team thing, sorry, go back real quickly with that, with the name. Why won't they even just sit down with different Native American tribes or spokespersons and work on it? I've told that they tried that, but I'm like, apparently y'all haven't and haven't reached out. But anyway, Cleveland's doing a good job in transitioning. You're going to have some backlash, but they'll be okay. Because Cleveland's name and their baseball, what they've done, it carries a lot of weight. So they're a respectable organization for doing it.
Joe,
I just don't know why they just don't go by the tribe, because that's what most people call them anyway, is the tribe.
Especially doing the Major League movies.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that's usually what I call them now, is just the tribe, but I don't know, like, kind of like what I've texted you before, Fred, just about how I try to keep my opinions about certain things off social media, because for a lot of things, my opinion isn't what the majority of the world's opinion is. So I try to keep quiet about most of it. But as long as they don't go just by the Cleveland Major League Baseball team, like the Redskins are, then whatever.
Right. So overall, before we get to I know you have two teams, Joe, but before we get to the Cardinals' sake, matter of fact, now I'm thinking about it, how do you feel about Joe Kelly right now?
Dun, dun, dun.
First of all, let's go back to like February, March, when MLB said that they're going to punish anyone that even attempted to. So I don't know why everyone's crying about Joe Kelly getting a suspension. It's like my tweet I said, quarantine's been messing with people or did mess with people because now they don't remember anything that happened a couple months ago. So they're so mad about that. I don't get it. But I was watching the game, like I watch all Astros games, and you don't throw 97 at someone's head behind them.
It happens every baseball season, but not for the same reason. And usually the person would get 3-4 games suspension.
He purposely threw behind Alex Bregman's head.
Yeah, and it's dangerous.
You get paid millions of dollars. You don't miss by that much. If you're gonna hit someone, hit him in the ribs, hit him in the butt, hit him in the back.
Yeah.
You don't throw at someone's head. Right,
that's very dangerous because we know 1 second wrong move and that dude could be unconscious, concussion, or even dead. We know that stuff is no joke. But
exactly, and then like you could have literally either ruined a career or taken someone's life by doing that. And everyone always tries to bring up, well, the Astros ruined people's careers by cheating. All right, well, I've seen Mike Myers' Major League debut with the Cardinals, and he got lit. And guess what? He's on a team still pitching right now. So just because you get one call-up and you have one bad game doesn't mean your career's over with. Go back to the minor leagues and fix it and get better. So, I don't know. I have a comeback for every single thing that someone has to say about it.
Again, I'm not for it. I was just throwing out what people's reaction are. Oh, they shouldn't have done that 8 games. That's too much. I get it. Like I said, it's not worth getting somebody's almost life over this, you know?
Yeah, like Scooter Gennett, a Major League Baseball player who doesn't have a job right now, was on Facebook saying he would love to see them get hit in the head. You don't tweet that out. You know, now you're not going to get a job because you're a maniac. Like you don't say that about people.
And I'm wondering, is he serious?
You wish people to get hit in the head.
Was he more emotional tweeting and what? Because you know some people emotionally tweet, the thumb just won't stop and they need to, and then later like, oh, maybe I should have stopped my thumb from moving.
He hasn't said anything yet about it afterwards.
So you got to get a PR rep. He's going to clean that up if he wants a job, like you said.
Well, he doesn't have a team right now, so he's
exactly. He wants to clean it up if he wants a job. I guarantee he's going to get a PR rep to fix that.
Let's see. Well, that was only one part of that inning. There's another part where Michael Brantley beat out an infield single, and Joe Kelly tried tripping him up at first base. Michael Brantley wasn't even on those teams. And then Carlos Correa came up to bat, and I know it's just a curveball, but he threw a curveball directly over. I mean, Correa had to duck down, but he threw it right over his head. So again, go for like that's what I just don't get. So the whole like baby antics and whatnot.
I get what you're saying on that, and this brings me to a topic. You said ribs, foot for all you care, but not the head. There's unwritten rules though that at this point, and it's carrying on from player to player, generation to generation. These unwritten rules of baseball. So what year is it, 2020? So you're talking about in 2030, where some of those people from the Marlins, 17, 18, 19-year-olds, if they're still in the league 10 years from now, for what baseball keeps doing about don't throw at anybody's head, 8-game suspension, probably fine you. They may even ban them, let's say 6 months like they're doing with steroids. Do you think those 18-year-olds 10 years from now are going to still take that to heart? I can't throw, as they were pitchers, throw at this person's head, or they're going to be like, nope. That's just the way we do it. It's baseball rules. We're not letting that go. As far as retaliation.
That's the thing, though. Throwing at heads isn't part of an unwritten rule. You know, like, that's just just not being a good person.
Well, you know how you heard you've heard some pictures, and again, because we don't have to use the Astro, we can just say, we can bring up with the Cardinals a few years ago when Molina and the dude from the Reds got into it. You know, and Molina's the catcher. You know, he helps the pitchers, hey, throw what pitches. So let's just say he would tell the pitcher, make sure you get them. So I'm just saying that's an unwritten rule. Like if you do something wrong to me, I'm gonna get back at you. The whole I hit a home run and a backflip on you. What happened when that batter come up again? the pitcher's gonna throw something at him hard or hurt him, or he gonna get hit by a pitch. We don't know where. It should be, like you said, rib side, but sometimes it's the head. That's that unwritten rule, and now I'm saying this is similar to that too. Retaliations, and it's like some of the unwritten rules I think are so old, and we got new generations of people who don't even understand why. Get over it. They cheated. That's big. That's a big scandal. It's been proven they cheated. So now every time
they cheated, they didn't think they were going to be thrown at their heads. They knew they were going to get thrown at. They've been thrown at during spring training. They got thrown at during the exhibition games.
So, but you don't think that's an unwritten rule? Because if you're caught cheating, let's think about who else. Well, all the steroid users that are still playing, like Braun for the Brewers. Is he getting his head chopped off almost every time he's at bat? No, but he cheated. So that's what I'm saying. It's some unwritten rule for some of them. They won't let it go. Some like whatever. I mean, yeah, I just think it should be done different. They got caught cheating, the whole team or individual person with steroids. You're not going to keep throwing something at their head every at bat or every other game. And I just think these unwritten rules, the bat flip, I still don't get. Why do you get in your feelings because somebody bat flips and hit a home run? You lost. The pitch you made didn't connect where you needed it to, and that batter, he found the spot and hit it. Why are you in your feelings about that? These people cheated. That's wrong. So they technically, you can put an asterisk, but they haven't paid anything for real. Like nobody on the team lost money out their contract. They're not banned from participating in baseball. But the rule is okay. They cheated. We got to get them back. I just don't understand. People just let it go. Bat flip on you. Let it go. He came at you hard at home plate and almost took your ankle out. Catchers know they got to block the play, and that's sometimes part of the territory. And we're going to keep this going on how long? Like, just let it go. I just don't get it. That's what I'm thinking about these unwritten rules. I'm like, why? Really? How old are we? Okay.
Hey. Just so you know, everyone, I'm just sitting back enjoying this conversation. Two ladies who love sports. I'm enjoying it. This is like this is premium television. If y'all ain't watching right now, y'all tripping. I'm just saying, this has been a great conversation. But
Joe knows.
But I do want to add on to that because I said this a while back on the show. I am a big proponent of, hey, if you want to dance around, do backflips, go on to first base, go on home, feel free. You know what I'm saying? Because you are the better man. Mm-hmm. That's going to only make me better. I shouldn't be getting my feelings and saying, oh, well, the next time he comes up the bat, I'm going to hit him because he showed out. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I am. I believe, Joe, we had this discussion a while back about the World Baseball Classic, the last one that they had. Mm-hmm. How they allow players to show emotion.
Thank God.
After hitting a home run, or if Molina threw a runner out at second base or at short, and Javier Baez, do his little tag, and they celebrate. I love stuff like that. Yes. That's how you sell baseball.
Thank you.
That's going to be the way to sell baseball, is to let these guys show their emotions. Like wasn't that like the theme of the MLB playoffs last year, Joe? Like it was like
let the kids play.
Exactly.
Yes. Let
them
play.
Is what needs to happen with Major League Baseball. That's how you're going to attract more people, is to let them be them. If you want to throw a bat 50 million feet in the air, as long as it don't hit nobody,
right?
Do your thing. Hey, you are the better man. Salute to you. If you're getting your feelings, you're not a competitor. Because a true competitor, a true competitor is gonna say, okay,
it's fueling me to get better.
All right, now watch me hit 99 on you all of a sudden, right? Or this wicked curveball slider and get you out. That's what fans want to see.
You're right.
Second point, Joe, you asked about you don't understand why people are on arms. Yeah, we know about the rule. The eight games if you headhunt or the whole 9. Mm-hmm. But I think the frustration from other teams and, of course, players is that they feel that Rob Manfred is protecting the Houston Astros more because of what they did. And then you set these rules out to protect the Astros because of what they did.
But they're the ones that cheated.
Exactly. And they don't feel like that's, the protection is going the wrong way.
That's why I said they need to have an asterisk next to that World Series is proven, because it's like, what penalty have they really paid? and they're getting protection now.
Right.
I mean, granted, yes, don't go after somebody's head. That is dangerous, but you're right. Manfred seems like he's doing more to help the cheaters. Just like when people that have gotten caught with steroids. Okay, we know y'all now banning them, or they may not get a big contract extension or whatever, but they're not getting pomp and protection if somebody go after their head like the whole team of the Astros is. That's crazy.
And then just to add on to that, it's kind of like they had a slap on the wrist, like, okay, y'all did bad, and then let's just move on. But I'm gonna protect y'all and make sure people don't headhunt. So I'm gonna give them an 8-game suspension or whatever it is. I think that's just what the frustration is with these players in the league, is that they feel like that they got off with a slap on the wrist and then protection. Now you in what's they called? You do something bad and they put you in
time out.
But they put you in a halfway house. What's it called?
Halfway out, work release, halfway out.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, for protection, to make sure no one attacks y'all. That's the issue I think that players are having if you're not with the Astros, is that you did something wrong, but now you're being protected for doing something wrong.
Exactly.
I got a couple points to that. I got like a couple of points / arguments, whatever. One, Astros never would have been outed if the Astros players didn't speak up, and they had immunity for that. That's the only reason. That's the only way this news is going to get out. So, and I don't know how you can sit there and suspend an entire team. Two, the Astros did have, I don't know, a pregnancy brain. What is it? What is the word I'm trying to think of? Anyways, their coach was fired. Their World Series winning coach was fired. Mm-hmm. Their GM was fired. Mm-hmm. They lost draft picks for 2 years in a row. Mm-hmm. And since I'm probably the only one that watches Astros baseball that listens to the show, they've had 7 minor leaguers make an appearance this week, and 6 of them were pitchers because they couldn't go out and get anyone this year. Mm-hmm. I think that's 20. What is punishment? Punishment, right? That's the word I'm thinking of. Like, they had, and not even their top prospect come up. Their top prospect, Forrest Whitley. They had all these no-name guys that I hardly know come up and pitch because now Verlander's out for a little bit. They only have 2 starters that are actually, like, people know of, McCullers and Greinke. And they have all these kids just thrown right now, and that's because they couldn't go out, trade, or sign anyone.
That's still not a good enough punishment because it's similar to what the NCAA does when people get caught of NCAA infractions of recruiting or breaking the rules, specifically with football and men and women's basketball.
You are banned from the postseason.
That's still minor. What do they usually do? We're going to take away scholarships for the next year, 2 or 3 years later. All those current people on that roster aren't...
Hey, you know what? Hold on.
What would you have done?
Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. Hold on, because Stan is trying to chime in. Hold on real quick.
What's that?
Hey, Stan, what's going on, bro?
Hey, what is going on, party people?
Hey.
I'm gonna add you on with Joe on the line, okay?
All right, bet.
All right, so on the line we have the third member of the platform Sports Talk Show. We got Stan. What's going on, bro?
Yeah, in Vegas. I'm just calling in between deliveries. Hi, Joe. Hi, baby Bubba. Hey, Daddy. Who else? Who all there?
That's it. Me.
Everybody.
Yeah,
right, cool.
Me, Bunny, and Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody watching. It's cracking. Just calling during self-made downtime at work.
It's all good, man.
I was like, oh, we ain't got nothing to do? Okay.
I just saw your post, man. You doing a commercial for Domino's, man?
Hey, the Domino Effect mixtape coming soon.
Oh, Domino's mixtape? What? Stan, this is going to be exclusive platform. Get the exclusive rights to premiere first. Is that what we doing?
Yes, we can do that. I just got to organize these songs. I'm gonna make this a thing. It's either gonna be a song or something. It's gonna be something. And it's gonna be hilarious.
Stan, while I have you on the phone real quick before you go, let everybody know your thoughts on Tom Thibodeau going to the Knicks, what you think he'll bring, and the thought of possibly Zach LaVine going to the Knicks.
The the Knicks play their cards right now, they can win a whole championship. I'm calling it. Tom Thibodeau is one of the most slept-on coaches, and I still have a little bit of hate in my heart for the Chicago Bulls administration for the way they did that, man.
Now, that's probably a few times that I don't agree with him, but I had said that earlier. Yep. I did. I like Thibs. That's my coach, and I said Chicago, he got done wrong. That wasn't on him.
Thoughts on, real quick, in the NFL. They had Lamar Jackson number 1, Pat Mahomes number 4. Is that fair?
Pat Mahomes was number 4?
Yes.
Who was number 2? Russell Wilson was number 2.
Yep. Okay. And number 3, Aaron Donald was
number 3. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Shoot. That's just like, hey, we can't take away from Pat Mahomes, but that's just how it goes. You gotta, like, at that point, just seniority came into it for him being number 4, because of course, Aaron Donald was definitely top 3, so he was definitely gonna be in there somewhere. So I feel like it doesn't take away from his ability. That's just how it happened. Shouldn't take anything personal about it, and if you do, prove it on the field.
And now that we also, of course, have Joe on the line. Now that she listened to you and everything, your thoughts so far on this early season with the Cardinals?
Hey, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I need to get my basketball fit. Give me about a week, and then I'm gonna go baseball.
What? A week? No.
Give me about a week. We have basketball in 130 some days. I need this, okay?
Then what am I gonna do with you? Come on now. I'm a newbie. You're a veteran, and you acting like this right now. Weak boy. Hey, some Cliff Notes. Let me catch him up to speed. Come on now. Work with me, not against me. Come on.
Hey now.
Hey.
It's the Cardinals. Look, let me tell you something. They either doing good or doing bad. What they doing? Did they lose yesterday, or was that today?
They lost 3 in a row now.
Yes, 3 in a row, and they got shut out yesterday.
So clearly, I ain't missing nothing. Meanwhile,
but you're supposed to help find the answer to get them better, those things. That's why you got to find out what they're doing wrong to get them better. See?
Lakers up 7.
Okay, yeah.
Lake Show, you got to come back to them.
Yeah, you got to check that out very, very soon.
Lake Show.
Yeah.
It's the Clippers.
Also, speaking of basketball, y'all let Pat Beverly live. That food looks immaculate.
Who said he couldn't live?
Nah, people talking, they like Big Perk is giving him all this flack. Like he said,
Perk's
it's been 15 years he's been in the league, and all you got on him is he went to go get some chicken wings after a funeral.
Oh, you talking about Lou Williams?
But
even that,
yeah,
I did.
But his Perks can go kick rocks, because when Perks was playing, he wasn't playing defense right. He was doing illegal screens. Dude, I will tell his 2 minute face. So Perkins, I see him all the time. He's on on the morning time when Greeny's on there. He's on that show.
Jalen Rose.
No, Undisputed. Yeah, he's on that, and you'll see him on the jump sometimes. He'll give his commentary and trying to have a fake Harden beard going on. But whatever. The whole thing is, it's like he all became his guru. I'm like, because as a player, and I was a big Boston fan back then, and again, over the years, he didn't do. Right? Yeah, First Take 2 as well. He did not play defense like he should have. Yeah. And then the fact that you like a guru all of a sudden. I mean, I commend ESPN. They like to give vets or former players, come on. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. But most of the stuff you say, I'm like, but again, I'm not a player, so what can I say? But I'm like, for what I observe, and more about stuff in the locker room, I just saw him on court, and I'm like, dude, you can't be trying to call anybody out, because you could have gotten called out plenty of times as a player. But again, let me stay in my lane. He's staying in his.
Hey, I know I sent it to you. I know I sent it to you and Bunny Snooze, but Joe, did you see my Instagram story with the pick your path between Giannis and LeBron?
Between what?
There's this Instagram. Bleacher Report set up these series of Instagram pages. So what it is you're choosing the path for LeBron and Giannis. you pick who you want to start with first, and then you'll choose like what happens in certain situations. Like, it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, apparently, Bleacher Report is predicting some upsets if things happen, and I'm calling Boulder Dash. Strong Boulder Dash. That ain't happening. And yes, in 2020, I just said Boulder Dash.
I'll let you have that word. You can have it all to yourself.
Give them all the credit for that word.
Right, please. Have at it.
I want to put that on the shirt. Boulder Dash.
This guy.
All right, Stan.
Yeah, I'm not going to too much wrong with that.
Yeah, Stan. Well, you know, you make sure you be safe out there in those streets, man. You know how hot it is right now.
Oh, yeah, it's hotter than the 4th of July out here.
Man.
Wow.
And Joe said you got to deliver out there to the boondocks.
Who in the shiggity hills finna go all the way out there? That's my
You working on that Domino soundtrack while you driving way out there. Have at it.
Do you understand the delivery fee I'm gonna put on top of that? $4.95 plus a smooth 30 for gas. You far. That is cross state.
Not cross the state.
Airport. Ma'am, okay, you on the whole other side. Like, wow, that is out.
When we were working, me and Brenda would drive that every day.
How far?
I mean, well, yeah.
How far
But
is that, Joe?
we have delivery boundaries, number one.
How far is far? I'm just curious, Joe. And Stan.
It is, from me to her right now, about a smooth 47 minutes.
He said 47 minutes.
But he said smooth, though. He thought it smooth. 47 minutes. Shout out to you, DJ Smooth.
Hold on, wait. In honor of Sadar, a good 44.
44.
9 times 5, Glenn.
Right.
Yowzers.
Well, yeah, man. Good hearing from you, dude.
Yeah, I just had to walk back into this store to some hecticness. I don't know if that's the word, but it's going to be.
You go with your words.
All right,
again.
y'all be easy on the show.
All right, man.
All right, yeah.
Have a good one.
All right, Stan came in, made his appearance via the phone, so yeah, we complete.
Exactly.
All right, so Joe, I think you had some more points about the Astros.
Yeah, my last one mainly revolves around how the Astros were just made an example of. There's literally right now a video floating around of the Yankees stealing signs from the opposing catcher in 2018. So everyone's doing it. And Logan Morrison in January of this year came out and said that he knows for a fact that the Dodgers, Yankees, and Red Sox have all done it. So it's just the fact that Houston isn't like a super, super big market team. They're not on the East Coast or in California. And it's easier to make an example out of them. And Manfred's not going to let anything happen to his Bombers.
Well, I'll say this. Usually, if one team starts or two, you just name 4, everybody's doing it. It's one, who gets caught first, or 2, how obvious are you making it? I'm not saying that the Dodgers are doing it every game. I mean, I don't know what the different sign-stealing things they're doing. I'm not saying the Brewers are doing them. I'm just throwing random people out here, or even the Braves. But everybody has done it. Now, how consistently is a thing? I mean, that's just, you can use other sports. Everybody gets away with traveling, but who gets away with traveling more than others? In football, who gets away with doing what do you call it? Passing interference all the time, don't get caught. I mean, people do stuff all the time. One team does, especially one player leaves one team and goes to another, and may bring that culture with them, or the culture's there. It's not the first or last time that this is going to happen either. You know, other teams are still going to keep doing their ways of quote unquote stealing signs or their version of cheating, but the whole team got to call and expose however it happened. That's the thing. And the fact that what I was saying earlier, I said how the NCAA, when they get teams for infractions, and they'll take away scholarships years later and years, none of the people that did it were there. So you're hurting. Technically, they said you're hurting the team, but not really. You hurting people who have nothing to do with it. People that's going to come on scholarship years later who doesn't have other players around them that's good, they couldn't recruit. But they didn't do anything. It's people people that was on that squad or those coaches that did it. So my thing with the Astros, you was like, well, nobody wants to play. They're using a lot of people from the farm system. You could have benched every starter or everybody that was on their roster. That's the team, but it's not because they got farm system. You can bring all minor leaguers, people that need help, that aren't major league ready, and play in Astros uniform all this season. That would have been fine with me. Now, anybody that was a starter or anybody that was a big role on that cheating scandal, you can't play this year. Now, granted, of course, owners like, well, I'm paying them, they're not playing. Well, then deduct their checks too. What's wrong with that?
What, deducting the checks or their money?
Both. Deducting the checks and you're not playing on the current baseball season. Again, equivalent to what y'all do with the steroids.
Because they love their money.
But it's equivalent to when people get caught with steroids. They take money away from them too.
The Astros have some of the biggest names in baseball, so it's like you take in every single one of those guys and they're not playing baseball that year. It's like LeBron doing something terrible. They're not going to make LeBron stop playing for the entire year. That's not going to happen.
With money, it does rule the sport.
Like I said, it's as long as you do that stuff to every other MLB team, you can't really do much more than what they already did.
Yeah, but you can stop protecting per se, as you're saying. Again, I know this is not going to be the last. 10 years from now, maybe not in that long, somebody else is going to be coming out with some type of cheating way. If it's not via steroids, if it's not stealing signs, it's going to be something else. I mean, look how many times they said the Patriots were cheating and how many more Super Bowls did they win?
And the media still loves them because they're an East Coast team. Tom Brady's still one of the most beloved people out there with 6 rings and all, or however many he's got. And it's because the media loves the East Coast. The media is the one that rips on the Astros more than anyone else. It's because they're not a big market team. Like I said, if it was the Dodgers, this would have already blown over. Same thing with the Yankees. Everything would have blown over by now.
Because of the Astros. All right.
It's the same thing. If it was like right now, watching the Diamondbacks. If it was the Diamondbacks, people would still be ripping on them because no one cares about Arizona.
Yeah.
So now let's go ahead and get right to it. St. Louis Cardinals. Right now they are 2-5 to start the season. And for those who watching and
2-5.
Oh, I'm sorry, 2-3 to begin the season.
Oh gosh, he's already gonna see those 2 more games. No, he predicted it already.
It feels like 2-5 because it's a shortened season, which we know
every game counts. Literally.
Yes. So
gosh.
So for those who are saying it's still early,
no, not this season.
No, it's different. It has a heightened importance.
Yes.
To, like you said, every game matters.
This shutout from yesterday could make or break us trying to get that second wild card spot. Literally, just yesterday's game, we got 50-something more to go. Already you can call it like, damn, they won that one.
I know that this happened, I believe, after the show we had last week, after we had our predictions. I think it happened like Thursday. But they actually expanded the playoffs.
Yeah.
So now it's going to be the top 2 teams from each division goes into the playoffs, and then you still have your 2 wild card teams.
And they're not going to get rid of that when the regular season ever comes back. They're not. It's too much money that baseball already got to make up for losing. But now they're going to be like how much money they're going to make. You know, much more exposure to these teams and advertising dollars for people can actually watch their team play even if they're going to be swept. You know, this works for them. It should have happened. This is like the only major sport that didn't have an expanded playoff. I never got that. But again, baseball's always late to the table. Everybody else sat down at the table, ate their meal, even had dessert, and walking out the restaurant. And here comes MLB to the table, wondering why all these places empty. Like everybody already got the idea, went outdoor and gone, and y'all just now coming like, what's going on here?
Joe,
that's why I liked baseball back in the day, though. Like before even the wild card game. Like don't get me wrong, I like the wild card game now. Should have been like a 3-game series, but what I love about baseball is you're not having 16 teams in there every year. That's one thing I can't stand about hockey. More than half the league gets a chance to win.
But you can do it how.
But I mean, I get it for a 60-game season though.
Yeah, but if they do it, I said after this season, I can still see them doing it. If it's not that many more than what they have now, because it's so much money to be made. But also, if you're talking about 3 games to do a wild card. the punishment for the first 2 teams doing wild card, if you want to see more than one game, make them do a doubleheader, do a tiebreaker as a third game. Something that players don't like doing, but if you don't want to be in that position, then do better so you don't have to be the first round of your playoff or playing game as a doubleheader. You're still getting your money, still getting fans excited, still seeing the drama. In this case, they may pull off the second win if they lost the first game. Things like that. I mean, we're trying to be creative, like we said last week. We're trying to market and get better and more attention to people to look at baseball. The way of the tradition and all that, I get it. I was just talking to, who was I talking to about this yesterday? Like, when I mentioned last week with Wills, I'm like, I get a DH because it helps with offense and power. At the same time, from the NL side, having the pitcher bat makes a difference, and also with strategy, because when it comes to the later innings, you got to start subbing because you need a bat to, come from behind, or got to do the double switch. You take the pitcher out and get a bat in there. That strategy, I like it. But for advancing the game and not sitting all day waiting for a 9-inning game to be over, I can see you getting rid of that part of the strategy and a DH and doing 7 innings. The way that I like it, it's not going to be progressive for the game, but I don't mind it moving away from that either. Just like the NBA of the 80s and 90s where they did hand check and all that hard fouling, I miss that. That's not in the NBA now, but it's still progressing. It's still entertaining to me, and probably a whole bunch of other people as well.
When it came with the facts, I'll wait on Joe to come back with something.
No, I'm just listening.
All right, so now, 5 games in, what are your thoughts on the Cardinals, Joe?
I mean, I'm not like having a heart attack like you, just because, again, like the Tigers, the worst team in baseball, took 2 of 3 against the big mighty Reds on opening weekend. So, I mean, like, I'm not, like, super stressing about it yet.
I mean, but that's the Reds.
But remember, you called them to win the
division.
Somebody called them to win the division.
I know.
Right, I know.
But at the same token, they're still the Reds. They have not had previous great seasons like the Cardinals have had. So, I don't hold the Reds to the same standard as I hold the Cardinals.
I guess.
But
you say you don't guess. That's what I said. I guess. I mean, if you're gonna go out there and back them, then hold them to the same standards. Hey, we all in.
I mean, the Cardinals, yeah.
Not talking about with the Reds because you picked them to win the division. You're like, well, they don't have a history.
I get it that there's different types of fans out there, and Cardinal Nation overreacts on social media way too much than I've seen other fan bases react.
But we're nice too, though. Like, those other fan bases are mean.
Like it gets really bad. Like right now, like I saw a tweet earlier. Don't get me wrong, I agree. Harrison Bader sucks ass. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say ass on your show. Okay?
It's all good.
It's bad. It's bad, but he's not the only guy on the team. It's like we're blaming him for COVID-19 too.
Right.
I don't understand. Like he's not the only guy on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get that but Goldschmidt's the only one that's batting over 300. Everyone else is 200.
And I won't hold my breath on Goldschmidt yet. I hope he proves me wrong. I already told you that last week. I don't think he's the Goldschmidt that was in Arizona. But here nor there, continue.
So
I don't know. I think the offense is going to be fine eventually.
But how long were we talking about eventually, though? Like 30 games in when we already can't really get back into it to get a playoff spot, let alone the division?
Huh?
I said, well, how much longer? You said the offense will get going. I'm like, how much longer? Like when we're 30 games into the season where that's too late because they were, we'll be struggling to get a playoff spot, let alone win the division. Like how much longer are we supposed to give them to get the offense going? We don't have that much time. It's only so few games.
I know, but we're only, literally, we're 5 games in, Like, I thought for sure it was going to take a lot longer than 5 games. I think I said a week to 2 weeks for Bader, or not even a full weekend, and everyone wants, to lynch the guy. Like, I don't get it.
I'm not nothing against him. I was just saying that in general, because we saw the last two, what the Twins series did. I'm like, oh, that's why I said deja vu. Here we go. I thought we were going to be better.
They're a really good team, though.
Yeah.
Twins won 106 last year. They're a really good team.
The Twins are a good team, but this whole series was self-inflicted wounds. That whole series was self-inflicted by the Cardinals. If Carlos Martinez would have allowed Goldschmidt to pick up the ball in between pitcher and first base, You wouldn't have had a man on.
And didn't try to pick anyone off at second.
Exactly. So it's the small things like that that creates big opportunities. Like I said, it was just so much self-inflicted stuff that we did that series. So
last night was the Empire's fault for some of it because Daniel Ponce.
Oh yeah, that was terrible.
Struck out Marlon Gonzalez.
Oh yeah, he didn't call him on it.
Get
another.
The Tyler West second pitch to.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Can't remember who it was. Rosario, I think, with a strike.
Yep, and he called the ball.
And he got to take back this.
No, he had a home. No, he hit that double. That scored in 2 runs.
Robo are coming before you know it.
Okay.
Game's 10 times worse, but it's gonna happen. But.
Yeah. So, just to respond back to what you said earlier, Joe, about the heart attack, whatever that I'm having. The reason why, the reason why is because, once again, we know it's 5 games, but once again, it's a shortened season. But the problem is that we're still seeing the same stuff that haunt us back then for the past 3 years. It's different. It'll be different if, of course, it was a regular 100 and 62 game season. I'll be chilling like, okay, long season to go. You know what I'm saying? But because this is different,
it's shortened.
But the problem is that the same issues that we've been having in the past is still there. The only thing different is that first, it's a whole new season. Second, we don't have Ozuna.
Which I don't understand why.
You know what I'm saying?
People were so.
What did I tell you today, though? What did I tell you today?
We have to wait a week until we see what the office going to do with her.
Hold on.
Well, no, we can't keep blaming just the players.
Right.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
We got to start looking higher. We got to start looking at the front office.
And that's my point. That's my point is that this organization has put out this patience for the last 3-4 seasons, but we're still not seeing the flower blossom into a tree.
I hear what you're saying, but Joe said wait a week.
We have 2 guys in the starting rotation that are out of this organization, Goldschmidt and Fowler. Those are only 2 guys. Everyone else we drafted. They came up through our farm system. You got I can't complain about O'Neal right now because
he's playing.
I've seen Canada every time he comes up to bat, and usually something good happens. So.
Keep on singing, Joe.
Right.
Yeah. Excuse me. And then DeYoung, Wong, Edmund, they're all kids that came up. Even Yachty, 100 years ago, came up through the Cardinals farm system. So it's like I said, tweak someone. That I know he tested positive for COVID almost a month ago, but he's still a free agent now.
He's available.
See if he can go get him. I don't know. It's just we can't keep looking at our players that come up from the farm system. You got to start looking at the money pocketbook or whatever, and start signing some people.
That's my thing. Like I said, they keep talking about patience. When they say patience, they want to see how their youngsters who they brought up, so they push to the side trying to get the premium players like the Bryce Harpers and whoever else, because they want to see what they can do with their homegrown talent. They wanted us to be patient and see what they can do. And hear Mo's voice. Let's just see how the guys. Let's just see how the guys look, and if Bader doesn't look good, and then we'll go to Thomas next, and then if they don't look good, then we'll consider our other options. That's the problem, is that you keep depending on, or you keep on stacking your chips to all these homegrown guys that you feel this wait, here they come. You push aside the known guys who can come in and boom, shake the whole city up like this organization needs to bring up these young guys who they did okay in the minor leagues, but their rep hasn't always been their on base guys. It's because Bader is a stud in the outfield and he looks good. The females like him because he's cute. Let's go ahead and have him be our star center fielder.
Thank God, I never thought.
But he hasn't done enough to prove his worth.
Well, I'll say this. Like I said earlier, Joe said, people tweeting and they're ready off with the card said, give the office another week. They may turn the corner and get it together. That's what Joe said. We are over panicking, so we should wait. But the Cardinals, believe it or not, y'all, the Cardinal way we know is get your talent from the farm system. And if you have to, you can trade, but build farm system, put them on your roster, and that should be good. They're still living in the past from the Pujols days. Because Pujols in our backyard, he's left after 2011. We're on 9 years later, and y'all still trying to go after that. Their Cardinal way worked for a while, but now it's time to change that. Now, the Houston Astros, your team, Joe, are proven success record of their Cardinal way. A lot of those teams, the last few years, they're good from their farm system. They didn't do trade and big signs and all that.
But
and don't forget the Cardinal person went to Houston with us.
This is a huge but, like Magic City, but.
For real? Oh my gosh, Ray. I don't want to say that. Okay.
But the reason why they got to that point is because of what they did prior to them winning, and that was being one of the worst teams in baseball. So they always had number one picks.
Exactly. But they did the farm system thing over and it worked. So yeah, the number one pick you're saying,
But their farm system was filled with number one picks.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? The Cardinals, they normally get, 20
right,
pick
or
so
they don't get top pick. They all get the bottom. You're right.
Astros and Cubs, you're right. What they say they did, they tanked or whatever to get those number one picks.
And they got their ROI, return on that investment. It worked.
Yeah. So their farm system was a whole lot better than the Cardinals farm system was.
But going back to your point, we're talking about, and you too, Joe, y'all said ownership. And we've said this 4 years ago. Why haven't they opened up their checkbooks? And they tried with Goldschmidt. That's why I think my problem with Goldschmidt is it's not him personally. He's okay. But they they gave him a whole bunch of money thinking he's going to be our semi-Pujols, our savior to get our office, our steady number 3 guy. And he's not. I knew he wasn't going to do that coming to the Cardinals. And again, I don't want to get too early and have a heart attack. But I still don't see him doing that in this short season. That's just not that guy. He was not the one that has the bat number 3 guaranteed to get this many RBI from him, guaranteed to get a man home. I just don't see that in him, and he hasn't proven it yet.
Something else. They handcuffed themselves. You gave Matt Carpenter a 3-year extension. You didn't have to do all that. You gave Michaelis, after one season, a 4-year deal. You didn't have to do all that. You gave, who was that? You gave...
Wong and DeYoung.
Yeah, Wong and DeYoung. DeYoung had one good season. Let's lock him up for 6 years, whatever. I think after this season, Wong is due for extension. So they may not. I don't know yet. But you so fast to sign these guys to extensions when they only had this one good season. You acting like they had 3 good seasons in a row, and then let's go ahead and pay them, $100 million.
But they paying them, but they still under. They're high on payroll, but they're not paying them to where the Trout and they're not doing. That's what they
young.
Right. And if they get them cheaper, but that's where I'm saying they need to go ahead, open a checkbook, get a store, not from the farm system, get somebody established, and be done. We thought they were going to do that 2 years ago, and they haven't.
But that's why I said that they're handcuffed, because they keep putting this money into these guys after they have one good season. So now they're shy on trying to do a big deal again. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole Goldschmidt, that was a great deal. It was cool. But like you said, it could be an issue where he may not be the Goldschmidt that was in Arizona.
I didn't see it.
You know what I'm saying? As of right now,
prove me wrong, please.
Even though Joe said last week, he still hit 30-something home runs, almost had 100 RBIs. But as of right now, and this is in regards to the whole team, because I don't want to single one guy out like Beta. But anyway, as a whole, I'm going to just say this. As a whole, I think this team is overthinking.
Really?
Yes. As an offense.
Joe, you think that as well?
Because the defense is solid. But on offense, you're always, and it could be Jeff Albert. That could be the issue, because he teaches the whole sabermetrics and just all the metrics that he thinks of. That's what he brings into these guys' heads. Pop Warner, before he got fired by the Cardinals, he was all about see ball, hit ball. You know what I'm saying? just more of the basic fundamentals.
Basic, yeah.
Jeff Albert, he's that new technology, big stats guru guy, processing numbers in your head kind of guy, and these players just may not be hip to what he's doing, and so they get up to the plate and they're overthinking. So you got guys like Homer Bailey and Rich Hill, two guys that we should be crushing, straight having to strike out. How many strikeouts did we have this whole series, Joe? Like almost
too many. 30
strikeouts.
Too many.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're overthinking, and this team needs to just relax, have fun, and just be yourself.
Go back to the basics.
You know, I think the Houston Astros, I think the Yankees, I think the Cubs, they all come into this game having fun. I think that's what's missing with this Cardinals team is that they're overthinking because first off, you're the Cardinals.
Yeah.
You know, they know about our fans and what we expect. Yeah. So they take it into heart, like into their game, like you try to do so much to appeal to everybody. Mm-hmm. You have to just be yourself. That was LeBron James' issue when he first went to Miami. When he got traded. He signed with Miami. He said that he became a villain because he was trying to just prove everybody wrong and prove that he made the right decision, and he lost himself. But when he had that talk with Dwayne Wade, mm-hmm. he said, "Bro, it's your show. Be you." I think that's the problem with the Cardinals team is that even Goldsmith, when he came in last year, he was trying to do too much. Stop trying to do too much. All trying to have the game-winning home run. How many times last night, Joe, did Jim Edmonds and Dan McLaughlin bring up just hit the ball the other way? Just bunt it.
Yeah, we talk about all the time, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If a team is shifting all the way to second base, you got no one in between short and third, bunt the ball over. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds real basic though, doesn't it? But I guess it's not all of a sudden on a major league level Cardinal team. Because, I don't know.
Because every guy feels like they have to have that
There's a lot of pressure on them.
They feel like they have to have that big hit, and it takes away from their game. All summer camp long, they were talking about Matt Carpenter hitting the ball away. Going to the season, he reverted back to what he was doing before, trying to pull everything. Everybody is overthinking.
I hope that's true, and then you can have a pep talk with them on the side.
Hey, Cardinals, holler at me because y'all just need to relax, and then hopefully what Joe was saying earlier, in which they'll come around what happened. But right now, the team is pressing, and Mike Schilt doesn't want to say that, but the team is pressing and overthinking because they're trying to do too much, and strikeouts. The team is striking out entirely too much.
They were doing that last season.
Oh my God!
That's why I said it felt like it was deja vu. They did that a lot last year.
Yeah.
Joe, do you think the panic button after next week should be hit, or just what do you think as far as like what?
Well, she said earlier. She said earlier that if by next week, if they still in the same road as they are right now. Oh, it's time to hit that alarm.
And we got less games.
That's what I'm saying about Bader. Maybe not the whole team, but Harrison Bader. But give him an actual full week to 2 weeks. But we might see Carlson up tomorrow. Who knows?
Oh, yeah, right, because he didn't make the. Why didn't they put him on the opening day roster?
Because they wanted to.
It's the politics thing.
Yeah, the politics. They wanted him to stay while they play at least like 6 games, I believe. And then he'll have they won't be able to. I'm trying to get the right verbiage out.
They'll have an extra year.
They want to make sure that he has that year of service time. So if they would have brought him up opening season, opening day. Let's say if he would have been brought up, he may have had maybe 3 years left on his contract. Mm-hmm. But because they waited a certain amount of games, they'll have 4 more years of him and not 3.
So this is the same thing they did with Chris Bryant in Chicago.
Exactly.
Because I know he didn't make the opening day roster, but like a week or so later he did. So it's the same thing. Okay.
Exactly. So they looking out for long term.
And they pocketbook, they're trying to be just cheaper.
But from what I'm
business sense, I get it. I do. But
from the vibe I'm getting is that more than likely Lane Thomas will be the guy this weekend in Milwaukee. That's what I'm hearing. I could be wrong, but that's the kind of vibe I'm getting is that Lane Thomas was going to be the guy. But I've been saying this recently on social media that it's proven now. After these last 3-4 seasons now, or 3.5 of Bader, he, to me, is not an everyday starter in the lineup.
Because of the defense there, because of the bad.
So he can easily be a guy that comes in an 8th, 9th inning.
What do you call
it? But he cannot be a guy you depend on every day in the starting lineup. Now, it would be different if it was back then during the Pujols years, like you said before.
Mm-hmm.
Then
if he was on a stacked team, like
exactly, exactly, it's all good.
You kind of blend in, and they be like, "Oh, he's fine," but not this one.
Right now,
or everything exposed because we're not getting a lot of offense out of enough people.
And that's why it's important for your Goldsmiths, the Youngs,
right,
to step up their game. So it would allow other guys like Bader to, okay, he's not doing that's great, but because everybody else stepped their game up, you can go and take your time. And also, you got to add O'Neal. Those three guys in the lineup have to be.
Maybe that's who y'all thinking management is thinking. That's their three. You're talking about like the 2, 3, 4 spot or 3, 4, 5. That's probably what they're thinking.
3, 4, 5.
That's what they were thinking and banking by now. They would be
and Carpenter.
That solid 3, 4, 5 or 2, 3, 4, 5.
And to me, Carpenter, he's just not the same no more.
He's still in his feelings. I mean, this sounds small and petty, but when he lost that starting role, when Dexter came, they always has had issues with the leadoff man. It just seemed like, how many years later we still talking about this? I think he's never gotten over it. That's something small to me, but it's still big, I think, in his mind. And we got a new manager, and he's still having that issue, I guess, with the organization. And Fowler's here and didn't show up, per se. That I think is still an issue.
Now, Joe brought up a good point. That I was like, maybe that could work because Colton Wong isn't doing the job right now because he's tripping right now. I think he's like only 2 for 12 or whatever. But maybe put Dexter Fowler because he has been taking some good at bats. Mm-hmm. Maybe put Fowler in the leadoff spot. Keep
he's done it before.
Keep Edman in the second spot. Mm-hmm. And put Colton Wong, down to the 7th, 8th, or 9th spot.
Why won't they put him as a DH?
That's when he was really thriving last year. Was down in that 7th,
in the bottom of the order.
Yeah, yeah. So
And this is the thing though, like the whole Carpenter Fowler leadoff thing. Mm-hmm. I've said this on the show before. Baseball is literally like 90% mental. Like even whenever I was playing, I was always a cleanup hitter. And then whenever they moved me to a 2 spot, it kind of messed with me a little bit, threw me off. I would, I can't think of words tonight, but I would drag for a little bit, And then that was around the time whenever, like Mike Trout and them were all starting to come up, and that's whenever the 2 hitter was supposed to be one of the better hitters in the game. And then I was like, I got my confidence back up again. So, like, it's just a completely mental, a mental thing. Carp was our leadoff hitter for years and years, and then we signed Dexter, and he just took that spot automatically. And so I do think that messed with him, but I don't think it's messing with him anymore.
Yeah, it's just to the point that he's just not the same player no more. Bottom line.
I mean, you're right.
And what really affected his mindset was the shift. Once they did the shift on him, his game has not been the same. Am I right, Joe?
Yeah, I mean that's happened to a lot of people in the game, though. Like Mike Trout even complains about the shift. So,
but
Mike Trout can back up still. His offense
and he's still getting.
Yeah, Mike Trout. I'm just saying,
he's still getting MVP.
Complaining about that.
Right.
Yeah.
My whole thing is, if you're a great player, you know how to adjust. Like what Jim Edmonds said last night about Paul DeYoung and about Harrison Bader. These teams know that they go through the wintertime, through the spring. They study what you do.
Mm-hmm. They do.
And if you mastered one thing, let's say if the young mastered hitting low balls, and teams see that, they're going to see, okay, well, how about him swinging up, trying to catch these high fastballs? And what you've been seeing so far, teams throwing high fastballs, getting them out. The great players know how to adjust. So once you master one thing,
Mike Trout's weak spot though. You throw high fastball, Mike Trout, he's not catching up to it. That's still his weak spot. He likes those low and in ones.
Yeah, But and everybody in the world, even babies even kids who haven't been born yet,
little baby Joe knows.
Exactly. they know if you throw Harrison Bader a slider, he can't hit it. And he still cannot hit it after all these years. And that was the problem with Gritchick. He cannot hit a slider to save his life. What are you doing to change your game so you can adjust and hit that pitch?
Apparently, they may not be doing things to adjust, but they're doing enough to still stay in the majors. Because if you think you're doing it over and over and it's not working, why aren't you back in the minors? So apparently somebody's like, well, we'll just take that big flaw of yours and keep everything else.
And like I said, that would be fine if everybody else
was hitting.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's the issue I have. It just, like I said, Bader, he's an outstanding. Well, even this year so far, he hasn't had a lot of good throws from the outfield. Like he's been off, throwing to home a couple of times. He's just been off. And I think it's really getting to him mentally. I really think because he feels the pressure.
That's crazy. We are only how many games?
5 games in.
Joe, you heard this? How many games?
Well, yeah, you feel the pressure. He goes on social media every night, and everyone's ripping him.
Well, get off social media.
Right.
Yep.
Why can't people power it off?
Bruce had Twitter.
Yep.
But turn it off.
I don't know. Social media is really messing with not just baseball players, but all athletes.
Yeah.
They don't have the discipline to just turn off and turn the phone over for a while. No. I know y'all can say like easy said than done,
not
but
everyone has thick skin though.
True. Everybody's in there. It's not built. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
especially like I said, if it's an entire city that's in here blaming Bader for every loss we've had so far.
And clearly, we can look at other
feel
places
some type of
too.
way.
Yeah. Okay. I got you.
Yeah. So let's see what team comes out tomorrow. But the problem is, and this is my last point with the Cardinals overall, is that it's too much. And this is regards the whole, the entire offense. It's too much all or nothing. We have a good like the first 2 games of the season, we was hitting home runs. It was all good. But in the last 3 games, all we're doing is striking out. It's either all or nothing.
No happy medium.
There's no consistency somewhere. You know what I'm saying? It's either we all good or we all bad, and that needs to stop.
You want to tap coach?
Yeah.
Manager Mike shoulder on the shoulder and tell him? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
Huh?
Go ahead, Joe.
Oh, well, I was just saying, like I said, I'm not pushing a panic button yet, or like they say on 101, I'm not getting on the panic bus or whatever. But I do think playing in Milwaukee that could help. A little hitter's park. We're familiar there. I'm a little nervous that we might get Christian Yelich hot though, because he's batting like $130 right now. But we might turn his season around for him with our pitching. But
hey, we always do that.
I think going to Milwaukee, that's really going to help us out, and I think we'll have a better weekend.
Well, we hope so.
But hey, they took 2-3 against the Reds.
This time next week, Joe.
Big bad Reds.
Right.
This time next week, we'll see what we're talking about.
We shall see. So for those watching, Joe will be on every Wednesday night because of the season, and this weekend hockey's back as well. Ooh. So she will be here regular every week until she can't take it no more because of baby Bova.
Because Joe was gonna drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot.
No, she was doing it. Now she got the bun in the oven.
But no, but when the bun in the oven, you still gotta drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. When's your due date, Joe?
It's January 4th.
Now I'll tell you this: I had a due date of January 17th, and my baby came December 29th. Wow. So you got January 4th, you're going to have that baby in December, and it's going to be a tax write-off for you. Bam, you just won.
I'm nervous we're going to have like a New Year's Eve baby or something like that. But
December 31st and before, as long as it's healthy, because I want you to get that tax write-off. You earned it.
Yeah. I'm just, one of my sisters just had a baby this past weekend, so I'm just hoping, because she could only have my mom and dad in there, so and they had to wear masks the entire time, and I'm just hoping all this stuff is at least a little bit better by then.
What were your thoughts, Joe, on the Fox broadcast of Digital Fans?
I've only watched one of them, the Cubs game over the weekend. I liked it. I thought it was pretty funny.
I thought it was just funny.
It makes me feel a little more normal.
I thought it was funny because they had parts of the bleachers Yeah, you had the digital fans, but it was still like kind of empty in certain spots. So I'm like, now Cubs fans in the bleachers, this is gonna always be packed.
Yeah.
But then I think Fox realized that it wasn't aligning right in certain moments, so they had it going on for a minute, but then later on they just took it away.
Oh, they just like forget it. You tried to get a concept, but didn't do it right. Okay.
Yeah, so I don't think.
Yeah, the first couple innings there was no one behind home plate for the Cubs game, and then later on you start to see some legs and stuff. So I mean, they're just messing with it. It's something new, something fun to mess with.
And for what I'm hearing, by the time the Cardinals come back to Busch Stadium, they plan on having cutouts.
They should. I like the cutouts.
Larry's mom's been advocating that for a while.
Because I've seen the other game with the cutouts. I like it. Even the NBA ones. I'm like, I like the cutouts.
Yeah, the cutouts, and I like the tarp going over the seats.
Yeah. And that's free advertising, so they can actually get more money out of that. It's advertising. Man,
could you imagine if we had like a platform sports talk show tarp?
Hey, speaking into existence. I'm just saying. We're going to get something started here now.
Let's get it. All right, well, we about to go ahead and close this show out, y'all. A special edition of the Platform Sports Talk Show.
Yeah.
Next week, we have another lady
coming
to the show.
Night.
Man, this is going to be crazy. Right. So next week's show, we have, she's a Zumba instructor. She'll be holding her Facebook live Zumba, trap Zumba. She's a choreographer, dancer, and entrepreneur. Dejanelle Freeman will be coming to the getaway. So,
all right,
for those who are trying to get right,
get it tight,
get right, get it tight. We're gonna see if you can add some videos and everything that we can show throughout the the show next week.
Okay,
she'll be here. So, Joe, get ready.
Yeah, we're gonna get you some pregnancy exercises.
I've done some of those before. Zumba classes. They make you sweat.
But hey, get your pregnancy Zumba on, girl. That I'm telling you, baby, both gonna be like, hey, mommy, I remember when I was moving and shaking and dancing inside you.
So she will be on the show here in person. We're gonna have a good time with it and just get a good story from her. See how well she knows about some other sports and her love for Zumba and dance and choreography and everything. So. Another great show is on the way next Wednesday, weather permitting.
Yes.
Hopefully no more power outages and everything.
But we thank everybody for tuning in today on this special edition. Sorry about yesterday, but hey, back in action here tonight, next Wednesday, keeping it live for you.
There it is. So, Joe, thank you very much. You have a good one. I'll be probably Skyping you tomorrow doing work.
All right. You guys have a good night.
You too. Good night, Joe.
All right, it's the Platform Sports Talk Show. Once again, with your boy Smooth and
Bunny.
We about to be out of here, y'all. Catch us next week. Make sure that y'all share. Let's get more.
That bell, subscribe. There it
is. It's about sports. It become our business, and business just picked up.
It sure
We're going to have to add you on to that line now.
Okay, got to put that in my
Here
brain.
We go.
Yeah.
Get you in the game,
yes. Coach. Put me in, Coach. Put me in, Coach. Put me in.
Y'all have a great rest of your evening, and we are out of here.
Peace.